We're live, baby. Woo! Yeah.
What's up, gang?
What's up, y'all? We got Kevin in the house.
How we doing? Thanks for having me, man.
I don't think I've ever said that before.
We've got Kevin in the house.
That to you, did that sound like I always say that?
It does. It feels like we're fast friends.
Yo, we got Kevin in the house. Like, yeah.
A few people, very few people call me Kev, but when they do, it feels like it's like my mom and 2 or 3 friends that are like, whoa, Kev's here. I'm like, wow. Everyone else calls me Kevin, so maybe by the end of this stream, or right now, we'll get to Kev.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there right now. I'm gonna start with that shit.
We're starting with Kev
because I'd like to kind of say I'm running. You know the game like pickup artist shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run that shit on you, but it's to be friends.
Reverse pickup artist.
I'm a peacock, and I'm gonna ingratiate myself to you, but it's just to be a hobie.
Reverse peacock. Yeah. Cock pee. You're gonna cock pee.
I'm gonna cock pee you. What's up, everybody? What's up, chat? Welcome in. It's Chat Havers, baby. We're back. It's
doing it.
It's a wonderful program, and I'm excited to have Kevin on tonight. Now, I got a question for you. I've listened to Hollywood Hammer before, and I was wondering. I mean, now, and you go by Chef Kevin Streams.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna call you Chef Kevin.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I mean, that'd be insane.
That would be.
That'd be pretty weird.
Some people kind of do. There's
Yeah.
random cool moments sometimes where a person I'll never met, I have never met, goes, "Oh my God, Chef Kevin's here." And I'm
Wow.
like, wow, that's cool.
Right.
But yeah, if you're not like a heavy listener, I think Kevin's cool. But a lot of people,
But here's my thing. Even if I was a heavy listener,
Yeah.
I wouldn't like you know what I mean? If I call you, like, I don't want to, like, I wouldn't want to play my hand like that.
that's smart. Yeah.
I'm not going to, we got, you know what I mean? Like, I need to be, this is my
like
space.
if you were hanging out with Mike Mitchell and you're like, "What's up, Spoon Man?"
Yeah,
you'd probably
right,
be like,
right.
"You just call me Mitch."
Yeah, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like
got to
that.
play it
Do you
chill.
have? I mean, Luke Man. I guess people call you Luke Man.
The Luke Man. You know, speaking of Hollywood Handbook, I was on, Libby did the stream with Hayes, and then we had, it's an interesting moment because I did not know he went by the Hayes Man.
Oh wow!
And that's like his thing.
Worlds collide.
Yeah, and then his Twitch, and I was like, that's kind of interesting that you made your thing after me. And then he was like,
Yeah.
well, buddy, I've been the Hayes Man a lot longer than you've been the Luke Man. I was like, shit.
That's tough.
Shit, man, you know?
He is the Hayes Man. Hayes Man and Clem Dog and Chef Kevin.
Older white millennial comedy guys will take younger white millennial comedy guys shit in a moment's notice, bro, and you won't even realize it.
They have to.
They have to.
It's all they got.
They have to.
It's I like Luke Man. I like adding man to, that sounds bad, but I think man is a very silly thing to just I don't know, I guess I'd have to go by Kev Man. But
Kev Man.
I don't know.
Now
It's
you'd
just-
really be screwed because it's your boss's. That's like you're still your boss's thing.
Yeah, that would be
Are they your boss?
They can fire me, so yes, I would assume so. I am technically, Kev Dog's good. I like Kev Dog.
Yeah.
Kev Dog's probably better than Kev Man. It's a
Man.
lot better. Kev Dog, no doubt.
Kev
Chad
Man's-
agrees.
I don't think I like Kev Man.
Watch everyone who call in tonight be like, "What's up, Kev Man?"
Kev Man.
The
It's like he
Kev
did
show.
something wrong.
Kev Dog feels good.
Kev Dog.
Yeah, but I worked at a network for 5 years called Earwolf, and I had like proper bosses there. And I've been freelance for the last 4. And it's interesting because the hosts and I we work together, but they can fire me at any moment. And I'm lucky that none of them have. But it is a different dynamic because at a network, a show could be like, I don't want to work with that guy anymore. And I've seen it happen. It's kind of weird.
Right.
But then your boss just like moves you to another show.
But you work, like you don't work for Headgum.
No, I'm freelance.
Yeah.
But it is, when I worked at Earwolf, they could kind of like just be like, hey, so we're going to move you to another show. And I don't know, sometimes people could tell that it was like a chemistry thing.
Right.
Other times we're like, whatever. But yeah, it's weird. Now it's a lot more.
Did you work on other shows besides Hollywood
I worked
Handbook?
on a couple. Handbook was the main one.
Uh-huh.
I worked with Scott Aukerman on like Comedy Bang Bang for a couple of years, and
Sure.
I helped with the beginning of Freedom, which was really cool.
Sure.
And then what else? I interned on Improv for Humans. That's how I got my
Wow,
start.
God,
basically.
I listened to so much of that in college.
Yeah, so
Truly.
I got interviewed. My first episode was him interviewing me and the improvisers improvising around how the interview was going, basically.
Wow.
It was very nerve-wracking.
And you were in college.
I was right out. I just
Wow.
graduated.
That freaked me the fuck out, man.
Yeah, I was definitely like, did not sleep the night before.
Right.
The Kevmeister. What's
Yeah,
up,
that's
JF?
good. I like that.
Kevmeister feels
JF,
good too.
baby. What's up?
So yeah, interned and then was like studio manager and then producer for a bit. But yeah.
JF got a diagnosis from a doctor today.
Well, oh wow, what was it?
Male pattern baldness.
Oh my gosh,
Now
he
that-
got it again.
He got, I guess, he would kind of said it in this way where it's like, it's not a disease.
No,
you know?
it's
It's
not.
just something that happens.
It's
right?
it's a weird thing for
You
your
got
doctor.
a good head of hair though.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't go to the doctor. I think that helps.
That's what the problem is. They gave me all those fucking antibiotics. And
You
then I lost
you
all my
have to
hair.
stop going to the doctor. When
Yeah,
you stop going,
yeah.
all the hair
Shit.
comes back. No, you have to stay away from hospitals.
You have to stay away from hospitals. Folks, clip that shit.
You heard it here.
Clip that shit. Clip that shit and blow up his motherfucking spot. Russian meddling. He was a Russian doctor. Well, Jake, that's the thing is I've got a lot of Russian blood in me, and that's kind of I think what made me bald in the first place.
Clip that shit.
Clip that shit.
Is something they couldn't say about the hair.
Put that on Russia Talk, dog.
Russian
They're banning TikTok, Kevin.
We're screwed.
Dude, where am I gonna learn about all this shit?
Are you big on TikTok?
Nah, not you know what? It's weird because I'm like, nah, I don't really use that shit. And what I do is I will go on Instagram Reels, which is really the same thing, but just like fucking worse.
Yeah.
And I end up watching those all goddamn day, and it's all people like Disney bounding, and to be honest, freaks.
I was so proud of myself when I deleted TikTok, and then I just went like, oh, YouTube Shorts is a thing. And then just all of that TikTok energy just went to Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
But being able to say like, I deleted the TikTok felt like I was like, man, I guess I'm better than everyone now.
You got some cred.
All of that energy just went to other social media apps.
Hey, I don't want to get too controversial on here, but I got something to say. Well, basically what I'm going to tell you is YouTube is fucking goated.
It is. It's fun.
Yo, make some noise. This is the kind of streamers. Yo, make some noise in the chat if you love YouTube. Let me see those ones in the chat if you fuck with YouTube, if you're getting on that shit and you're watching that shit. Y'all.
We're anti-hospitals and pro-YouTube.
Yes.
This would be a massive podcast with that messaging.
Anti-podcast. Wait, no.
Anti-hospitals.
Hospitals pro YouTube.
I watch so much more YouTube than I have probably ever in my whole life.
I think truly being on this website is, I watch this website a lot more too, but my preferred thing to watch is like, I want to see a guy with like a different kind of autism than me have spent a really long time on a documentary about something I don't know about.
Yeah.
Like that's my preferred. If you give me a 4-hour documentary on like a fucking little known amusement park ride, I will. That's what I want. That's best. That's top tier content.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Action Button, this video game YouTube guy, Tim Rogers?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God, yes. My God. The one about the have you seen the one about the game about being like a schoolboy in Japan during the summer?
Yeah, I've seen them all. I've watched the Cyberpunk one a few times, and it's like an 8-episode series, and each one is like an hour.
Yeah.
And I will put that on the same way that people will put like on Friends or another like The Office. I will have his videos or just random like someone's like, here's all the parts of a watch. And I'm like, great, that's on in the background now.
Great. You ever seen, going back to the amusement park thing, you've seen Defunct Land?
I don't think so.
Ooh, Defunct Land is really good. Really good. So I would say up there highest quality YouTube docs I've seen.
Yeah.
All just a guy talking about defunct amusement park rides and shit. And it's so good.
It sounds familiar.
It's so good. It'll just be like, here's like a cyber, like all like electronic band that played at Disneyland in the 1980s. Here's a 2-hour documentary about them. And you're just like, and you're always like, you learn a little something. If you like Action Button, you should watch. I don't want to watch anyone with the name Gervais in his name. You know what I'm talking about, man? Because of the way that bastard. I don't like the way he acts. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, he's not. He's tough.
I fucking hate that dude. But I'll say it.
I hate it. But goated Oscars host. Best one.
He hosts the Golden Globes, man.
And the Globes even better.
Did he host the Oscars as well?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I just think of him with a freaking pint and just going down the line and being like.
Someone once said, and it's a sort of a beautiful turn of phrase. They called his speech a beer on podium Hollywood hit job.
Wow.
I mean, that's not really a beer on podium.
Have you ever participated in a roast?
No.
Would you want to?
I would want one done to me, but I do know that as soon as it started, I would get too pissed off. Like I know. I want that shit, but I know that I wouldn't. Because I know about myself as I can dish it out, but I can't take it, and I want it though.
You like the idea of it, but when it started,
I like the idea of getting all that attention,
and
that people have spent that much time thinking about me.
Would you start to like heckle through? Like, would you interrupt and be like, okay?
See, but I think the moment you do that is when you lose the roast.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
But I think it would be funny to do the and I didn't watch, but I saw the clip of Tom Brady going up to Jeff Ross and be like, "Hey man, don't say that shit."
Yeah.
I think it would be funny if you said that 30 to 40 times during your like you keep standing up.
You're so pissed. You're pissed to the point where you're like, it's almost as if you didn't know what was about to happen when it started. Oh, I thought everyone was just gonna say nice things about me.
What the fuck is this? Come on, man, come on. Turning down their mic when they start.
Bro, shut up. Oh yeah, the pogging barrel. You know about this?
I don't think so.
Oh man, I'm not gonna explain it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Beat red.
It's like it'd be like it's like explaining like a super. It's like an in joke of the people who watch all these horrible streams.
Sure, yeah.
And they made me explain it to my girlfriend who was on the stream plugging her charity comedy show, and just like watching the like light leave her eyes. Why I explained what it was.
Yep.
And then try to explain why people liked it or thought it was funny.
It's tough.
It's just I said the words "the pogging barrel" like 4 weeks ago, and now it's like it
keeps getting brought back.
It's become
up.
Sort of a stim.
It's tough trying to sell a partner on an in joke.
Yeah,
I will like kind of fact check clips with my wife of like, hey, what do you think about this? And she doesn't laugh. I would say. I don't want to say most of the time.
Yeah.
But it honestly feels like, and then when she does laugh, I'm like, oh, this shit.
But that's good
hitting.
because that's. I mean, I feel it's so hard because it's like I'm sure you run. Do you cut the clips for Hollywood Handbook?
No, we have a great guy Zach who does.
And
it.
I assume like look over them.
Yep.
Like,
He
right.
sends them to all of us.
So you're like. It's so hard because you're like, well, this is funny, and I know my audience likes it, and I think about this all the time. Cutting clips for this shit is like, when I was doing this show a lot, I remember something I would think all the time. I was like, okay. The funniest thing in this episode is not the best clip. Even the second funniest thing. The funniest thing or the best clip is someone saying a celebrity's name very quickly into the clip and then saying a story about that celebrity and not talking about either of us. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like you're like, it's just
that became a really tricky thing with Handbook was like sometimes the best clips were not the funniest moment or a bizarre moment. It was more like a tonal thing. And so that's why our guy Zach that we just hired is really good, and he helps me with my Twitch stuff. Is like he's really good at finding like the tonal spots of like on this week's episode, they're talking about subtitles and clips, but what if the subtitles were something else? So then he changes the subtitles to be a short story while they're talking
that's
about
really
changing.
Funny.
That's I'm like, really I would not have been able to do that shit.
That is really funny. Yeah, that's inspired editing. That's inspired editing, honestly.
The clip shit, man,
dude,
it's tough.
Dude, you get two fucking content creators on the fucking couch with mics together. You know we're gonna be talking.
We're talking clips.
We're talking clips, bro. Short form versus long form. Oh, it makes my head spin, but I love the chase. You know what I mean?
I love it. And it definitely impacts the show. That's kind of the hard thing is realizing sometimes like a quote unquote viral clip or even just like a big clip, it does not mean then all of a sudden 1,000 people go watch your stream. It's good for your like, I don't want to say the B word brand, but
socials.
It's good for
Ever heard of them?
Socials, yeah. It's good for you, but it is fascinating seeing like, wow, this thing we had like a clip that did pretty well recently, but it didn't mean the downloads like changed at all.
That's how I felt with this. I would like have these clips do super well and be like, yep, still 25 fucking people watching this shit. Like, god damn it. And now look at us.
But
and now look.
You're doing your thing. You got all this.
It's all mine.
It's all yours.
It's all my landlords, and I get to be in here.
And I got to be in here.
I get to be in here where the magic happens, and I get to take the shit. They don't have the shit, but the space
that's
is
yours,
theirs.
Dog. Yeah, it's cool. So have you guessed it? You're not a podcast host at all, are you?
No, I kind of want to be though.
What would you want to host a show about?
I mean, wouldn't it be great if you could just have one of those fucking zero effort shows where you just fuck around?
Yes.
That's the dream.
Yeah, lowest effort, highest like success yield rate would be.
Listen, this is shit is like gaming. This is too much. That's kind of this. I know, but here's the thing. Imagine this, but there was no video component, and I had hired someone else to do the audio level, so it's kind of like one even more
that's
level of extraction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like seeing. I was talking to Jamie Loftus about this on Monday. I like seeing some hosts just like shut down video because they're like it provides nothing for this specific show.
Right.
If it's easy
What
for
about clips?
exactly if it's easy to like throw some cameras up and just have it going, sure, but an edited heavy podcast like a Jamie Loftus show, I understand why she would be like,
she
this
makes
makes no
pieces.
sense.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I guess what you would do is, I mean, at that point, then it would just be like creating like a fucking YouTube essay accompaniment for.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah. Do you think you could start a podcast now without a video component? Like, no, right? I don't. If you were starting from nothing.
Yeah. It depends on the show. Any network that you go to is going to say there needs to be video.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort of video element.
Yeah. You fucking listening, Jesse? Your
ha-
Kickstarter sucks. You listening to this shit? Turn those fucking cameras back on, man.
It helps a lot. And then kind of you get into this tricky thing. I'm working on it. It gets into this tricky thing too where, and I know YKS has this, Hollywood Handbook has this, where it's like we put a lot of the video on Patreon and then people really like that. But then other people will tell us, like, you know, if you did it more on YouTube, YouTube has more discoverability. So if you want your show to get more exposure, put it more on YouTube. So it kind of gets into this conversation of like exposure versus like the money.
And you also have this like thing, and you're like, I'm sure it's like you're providing this, like you're providing the video. Like you don't want to like like they are paying for that. If that's part of what you've been giving on Patreon, it's like then you're like, okay, well I don't know. Then I'm like feel like I'm kind of letting them down or whatever, you know.
Something I like about videos though is if you watch enough or if you get to edit videos, you can see when cuts happen. And so sometimes I will see, not all the time, but maybe I would say once a month I will watch a show and I'll see the conversation get a little bit tense, and sometimes they'll do a move where it's like they'll cut to instead of having the wide, they'll have it just on me, and then they'll cut to you in a new conversation in a way that feels like smooth. Other times people are not as like subtle with it, and the cool thing is commenters always like notice it.
Yeah.
And so with just audio stuff, you're able to hide so many more edits.
Right, of course.
On video, you're just like, people are like, okay, when he brought up her girlfriend, it cut to the producer's camera, and then they said, anyway.
Yeah, and then they did an ad read for me
out of nowhere.
They could have taken that lesson on Craven the Hunter. I just saw that last night.
Ooh, what'd you think?
I thought it was fucking awesome. I mean, it's like bad, but very fun bad. Like truly.
That's cool.
I mean, seeing an adult man in a big movie fucking running on all fours up some fucking stairs like a little kid. That shit rocked. Me up. That shit rocked.
People are saying it's like the Madam Web of not superheroes, because that's also a superhero movie.
Right. Yeah.
But Madam Web for boys.
I think so. Yeah. You know, I think that Madam Web. Did you see Madam Web?
No, I haven't.
It's more outwardly terrible in like a way where it's like Craven the Hunter. You're like, this is obviously like noted to death. There's like ADR in it, much like Madam Web, that is like fucking insane. Where you can see their mouths doing something else, like insane shit. I think it's like a little less.
I saw that in the trailer. I watched the trailer for Craven, and there's like behind the head shot, and you see a guy's mouth moving, and it's like whatever he's saying is not lining up with his mouth in the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, I don't know. It's definitely MeUndies. When's the last podcast I listened to? I don't really listen to podcasts, dude. I'm a younger millennial. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know how old are you?
32.
No, I'm 31. We're basically the same age.
Yeah,
we're younger millennials.
We'd be doing it.
Yeah. We think Star Wars Episode 1 is cool.
We do. We like it. And that was the first one we saw.
Yeah, because pod racing is awesome.
Did you have the N64 game?
Yeah, I loved it so much. You ever play that arcade game with the fucking two throttles? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Dude, it was so sick. It was like you had two throttles.
Yeah.
And it was just the right and the left engine. So to turn, you bring the right one down and turn you.
Whew. I went to Dave & Buster's last weekend, and that seems like something they should have set up.
Did you go to the Hollywood one?
Yes.
Did you play the Luigi's Mansion game?
No.
Dude.
I didn't see it.
There's an incredible Luigi's Mansion arcade game in there.
I rocked the fuck out of the axe throwing game.
Yeah, that one's fun. This is the first time I've seen this as I was at this Dave & Buster's. I'd never seen this before. It's a damn Luigi's Mansion. You holding up the fucking... You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a strong belief that Luigi is the funniest video game character, or maybe even Luigi's Mansion, because it is just a scared man in a haunted mansion. And I feel like that was just like a beautiful log line for a movie.
Yeah.
Just watching a man be constantly scared all the time is so fucking funny to me, in a way that there are other funny moments in video games, but Luigi's Mansion, I was just like, this is chef's kiss. It's perfect.
And he doesn't get less scared.
No.
Like, he doesn't get, it's not like he gets like, it's not like a hero's journey.
He's
just fucking terrified by the second he walks in there. And then finally he gets to leave and he's like, thank God.
It's like, if I've never played like Silent Hill or Resident Evil, but it's the same. I feel like the same thing if they were just like, fuck, I
fucking hate being in Resident Evil, bro. Yeah. God damn it. I fucking hate this place.
That would be amazing. What games do you play?
I play a lot of stuff. You know, I just really, did you ever play Overwatch?
I haven't, but
I really got very addicted. They just released a like sort of Marvel version of Overwatch.
Oh yes. Is that
Marvel
the
Rivals?
The OP one? Is there something called OP or OP I was seeing? I don't know why I was seeing a bunch of stuff today about something with, maybe the chat knows.
Well, this is literally like, it's like you just play a Scarlet Witch or Hulk.
Okay,
but it's like a team-based shooter like Overwatch. It's very fun. Playing that. I've been playing, you ever play the Yakuza games?
I've watched YouTube videos of them, but I haven't played that.
I got very into Like a Dragon, the second newest one, and then I'm now playing the sequel, Infinite Wealth.
Wow.
They are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, talk about funny. In a way, also, I'm sure you agree, like, video games can so often not be funny, even though they're trying to be, and you're just like, this, like, I wish this was funny, and it's like so not. I'm playing Infinite Wealth. I am laughing out loud. Like, it is legit.
That's
it's like
really
kind of
cool.
They're kind of just like, there was like an equivalency I was making for them. They're like they're kind of like, it's like they use the Yakuza as like this way of making fun of like Japanese society in this way that is like extremely funny. Yeah,
I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 recently, and feeling a similar thing of, it's not even just the
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That was the equivalency. It's literally like, it feels like Grand Theft Auto, where it's like, this is so bombastic and stupid, and it's through the lens of like the underbelly to show you, like, it's like, you know, satire in that way. Yeah.
And it's cool enough, but it's not trying to do like the cyberpunk thing of being like super cool and we're actually edgy. It's just it's silly. I spent like 3 hours. It felt like 3 hours, probably 20 minutes, just in a golf cart trying to clear a very small gap at a golf course, like just this little pond. And I was like, this is amazing. This is the peak of video games.
This is gaming. Are you excited for GTA 6?
Yes. I will get it probably the week it comes out. I watched a similar thing. I feel I'm a little nervous about the hype for it. I know it's going to be amazing. I watched The Substance for the first time a couple days ago, and I sat down going like, well, this is going to be the best movie I've ever seen, because everyone's told me it's phenomenal. And I did enjoy it, but sometimes this happens where I wait a little too long to see something, and it's just been 6 months, people being like, dude, just wait. Didn't hit.
I mean, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
But I was sort of like, all right.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
No one is saying
it's
not
2
good.
hours and 20 minutes.
It's long. And, you know, it's like the whole thing is like, and they really pounded in with this stuff.
You also
and
see every single thing coming for the entire, like, 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Can I be honest?
Please.
The Chiron where it said like Eliza blah blah blue blue blee blah monster.
Eliza Sue.
It really rubbed me the wrong way. It was a little bit too like BuzzFeed or something to me. I don't, and I know this is a very specific thing, and it was fine, but there was something about it. I was like, that's the moment where I knew I wasn't going to totally love this movie.
You were out.
And that was just me. That was just me. Listen, I understand people love it. I understand people I respect love it. That was my takeaway from it, though.
Theater viewing is a different animal, though. You're not wrong. I don't go. The last time I went to the theaters was I saw the Mario movie.
That's the last time you went to a movie theater?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was me. It was 11.
Do you not go to the movies a lot?
No. I went. It doesn't help that my dad's only been to the movies 5 times in his whole life, and I think that slowly like slipped into me in the last couple
That's
years.
so weird.
It is very weird.
That's strange.
We saw
5 times?
We saw Nacho Libre together, and he
Okay.
leaned over to me during the end credits and said, "I'm done." And he hasn't been to the movies since. And I think that's slowly.
What is he fucking like?
He's just like a Chicago boomer. Like he just watches
Those
sports in
guys
the news.
love movies.
You
The
would think.
Godfather.
Yeah, he likes Godfather. But it's just movies. Just I think he doesn't have the patience for it. I think if movies were 45 minutes,
Does he watch TV?
not really. He just watches like
Sports in the news.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What part of Chicago are you from?
We're west suburbs called Naperville.
Oh, I know Naperville. I lived in Chicago for 5
Did you?
years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where I started like doing comedy and stuff. I've been I dated a girl from not Schaumburg, but
Go on.
Yeah, let's see if you know her, dude. She was like from the suburbs, and I feel like I learned about a lot of the western suburbs because
Yep.
we'd like go out there and see her. I was gonna say
Do you
weird
miss
family. They were fine. They were totally
Just hang out
nice.
with her family.
Fucking weird ass family. Do I
did
miss Chicago? I kind of do, but I don't. I really don't. Oh, is the top? Yeah, sorry. This is a call-in show. We got so distracted in all this great convo.
Yeah,
we're
killing
taking calls. It's the topic is becoming a famous podcaster. I'm sure a lot of you guys watch. Maybe stuff Kevin's worked on or stuff I've worked on in these streams. And you think, hey, I'd love to get this started. Well, this is your time. You can ask one of the greatest in the biz to do it.
Thank you very much.
How the hell the fuck? How do you get in this start?
We're gonna play a game later. I'm very excited about.
Or you can just call in and say, "Is Hayes nice?" And Kevin will probably answer or make fun of you or some shit.
Someone did that to my friend the other day. She texted me and said she was wearing a hat pack hat. Someone went up to her and said, "Do you know Chef Kevin?" And she said, "I do."
Wow.
He said, "Is he nice?" And she said, "He is." And he was like, "Okay, goodbye." Pretty short convo.
Average fucking handbook listener.
Yeah.
Type Johns. I went to a Doughboy show many years ago live in Chicago, and the thing they always said about it was just like awful men and they're like beautiful, like hardworking
They're
wives.
stunning
It was
wives.
very good. It was very good. Very funny. Well, the top of the show, yeah, you can call about whatever the fuck you want. I mean, really, I can't stop you.
Are you from Chicago?
No. I grew up in DC. I went to Oberlin, and then I just like moved out there. After college.
Oberlin in Indiana, right?
Ohio.
Yeah. I know this because I did
you didn't know it.
That's correct. I actually
Right.
didn't know it. I said
Right,
the
you
wrong
said
state.
Wrong state. Yeah.
I know of Oberlin because 2 years ago I did a 2-part. I don't want to call it a web series because I don't like how that sounds, but I created a 20-page script similar to what I do with Podcast Simulator about 2 podcasters, and I kind of document this fake podcast that I very, very thoroughly wrote out. And I wrote that they met in Oberlin, and I had a bunch of pictures of Oberlin in my presentation.
Why?
I was trying to center it all around somewhere in the Midwest, and I think I Googled small colleges in the Midwest, and that came up. And then so I found, I'll have to send it to you because I talk about bars in the area.
Sure,
and stuff.
the FEV.
Yes.
Let's see if you got it right, dude.
Yeah, you'll have to fact check me on it.
Where did you go to college?
I went to Northern Illinois, which is
sure, I know.
hour and a half west of Chicago, basically.
Did you take theater there by chance?
I took 1 theater class.
My friend's dad, I believe it's NIU.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is the head of the theater department there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, his name is Alex Gilman.
Yes, that name sounds very, very familiar.
He's a Russian man.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I dated someone in the theater program, and they all went to Russia. Yeah,
I went on that program, but separately
Really?
with a different. There was they would always go, and then also there was a separate program that would go, but it was in the same zone.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you do the full 4-month?
Yeah.
That's so fucking
In
cool.
Moscow.
I
Yeah.
wish I did something like that.
It was cool. It was cool. And it was crazy because, in retro, I went in 2015, and then you're like, damn, in retrospect, that was a very specific moment where,
Sure.
our relations were really good.
Yeah.
And, they just had all the brands over there and all that shit. It was just, fully,
Yeah.
not crazy to be there. And then you're like, yeah, probably wouldn't go today.
I know. It's so wild.
Yeah.
I wish I did some sort of study abroad thing. I almost did I wouldn't call it studying abroad, but I was and still am a drummer, and I was in the drum line, and I auditioned for this thing called DCI, which is Drum Corps International, and every summer they tour the country for like 90 days and play like 30 different shows, 30 different states.
Like drumline, like
it's a full marching band. It's
yeah,
basically like professional marching band, and you make no money doing it. You in fact pay several $1,000s to do it, and you compete against other like marching bands essentially. It's very nerdy. And I chickened out. I like got through the first audition, and I was like, "I'm 15, man. I can't do."
Yeah. I get that. I get that. Yeah, that's my brother did the Cavaliers DC.
Yep, that's a really popular one. Drumline like Nick Cannon.
And where do you
basically.
go? I mean, do you go like to schools or what?
Yeah, it's like college campuses basically. You're playing at their like football stadium, and then the like quote unquote championship is at I think Ford Field.
So it's competitive.
Stadium. Yeah.
So can you drum on a drum kit, or can you only
yep,
drum?
I do. Almost, primarily on the drum set. Yeah. I played in a Rage Against the Machine cover band a couple of years ago. That was a lot of fun.
Do you still play a lot?
Not as much as I used to. But I had to sell my kit. I just ran out of space.
Yeah.
You know how it is. It was just like, all right.
It is big. Yeah, it's such a big piece of equipment, huh?
Yeah. So I have like a drum pad now, which is kind of a bummer.
Name of the cover band, please.
Rage Against the Machine.
The screen treat. Wait, what was the stream game? Oh shit. No, we weren't doing a silly joke, Ricky. What was the shit? Whatever.
Great name.
Wait, what was it? Oh, it was Fortnite.
Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, I was a little nervous because it was like 2017, and it was kind of in the Make America Great Again. And so doing something with again in the title, I was like, maybe we should do something else.
You ready to take a call, man?
Yes.
It's call time. Hello.
Hi there. What's going on? Hey, Chef Kevin. Hey, Luke. How are you, buds?
What's up, dude?
Hey, who we got on the line here?
This is Steel Forge Gaming.
What's up, Steel Forge Gaming?
How's it going?
How the fuck are you?
Dude, I'm doing all right. I'm making a freaking pot roast as fast as I can, dude.
That's wonderful.
And like those things take like 4 hours, brother.
Wow.
I'm gonna get it in like in an hour and a half tops.
You just put the heat up on the thing and it cooks faster. They don't
Speed running it.
Yes, dude. Speed running the pot
We're
roast.
doing a pod roast over here.
Pod roast.
Dude,
yeah, we're taking a bite out all.
Dude.
Yo, Pod Save America, suck my fucking dick. That
and
kind
Kevin,
of shit.
now it's your turn. What one are you gonna burn?
What am I gonna burn?
Yeah.
I don't burn shit.
Burn a pod.
Okay. Yeah, burn a pod, dude.
Oh, Kevin's turn.
I can burn a couple. Armchair expert. I think we could just take a break with that.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I might as
That's
well
my
call.
hot take.
Can I give you a little punch up on that?
Please.
Might as well call that shit armchair imbecile. Fuck that guy. I don't know who hosted or what it is.
Holy
But
shit.
Dak Shepard.
I stand by that.
Yeah.
I don't
Stand by
think I need.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to cape for Dak Shepard on this program.
No.
He's doing fine. Yeah.
Didn't he date Drew Barrymore? Am I
dates
incorrect?
Kristen Bell.
He's married to Kristen Bell.
All right.
Could date.
Very
Drew
close,
Barrymore.
if I'm being honest.
Hey, does Drew Barrymore do a thing on her show where the guests dance in through like the hallway? Have you seen clips of this?
Mm-mm.
I think she does a thing where everyone who works on the show claps and sings a song, and the guest very uncomfortably does a little dance. Yeah, like it is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen in my life, and I think they do it with every guest.
That's cool.
I feel like there's something there I'm going to pocket with. I feel like there's a good podcast premise there. There's something with
all you do is analyze the dance at the beginning of the Drew Barrymore.
You could just go through like the top 5 worst dancers on the Drew Barrymore show. There's one of, I feel bad because he's a really nice guy, but Ted Danson starts clapping on the offbeat on like the 1 and 3, and everyone's doing 2 and 4, and then he's just like and I feel bad, but there's several where it just seems. It seems non-consensual to me. It seems like the guests are just kind of stumbling into it.
You really think that's like a whole podcast idea?
An episode,
I mean, that's
a
what I
pro
was going to
version.
ask.
Okay, a pro version. So that's good Patreon content
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
The top 5
Gotcha.
worst
dances.
Drew Barrymore entrance dances. And that's good territory for us because we did do 30 minutes on her dog meeting another dog. I'm sorry for caller monopolizing this. I just got very excited
This
about
is good.
how cringy those dances are to me.
Caller, do you have any?
This is exactly what I was trying to get. Honestly, was the gold mine that is Chef Kevin,
Right.
and sort of like what I could do to sort of, me and my other white friend, we want to talk on a recording, and so like it just feels a natural thing to like continue to make. I had a podcast idea called "The Last 15 Minutes of There Will Be Blood are the best last 15 minutes of any movie of all time."
Ooh.
And it's a cage match between two movies. One, There Will Be Blood, and then the last 15 minutes of any other movie.
Right.
And then I and my co-person who I'm interviewing rip into each other for like 30 minutes. After having watched only the last 15 minutes, you can submit a movie to me that I've never seen. But if the last
Right.
15 minutes do it, you know what I mean? Anyway, is this good?
Even if you don't watch it, can I be honest? I think a podcast that requires you to watch 2 whole movies, let alone one, is already a tough order for people listening
I'm
to
saying
Blank Check and shit.
You could watch the last 15
Just the last
minutes,
15.
though.
Yeah,
Just
but
the last
if you
15.
start talking shit on my favorite movie and you only saying the last 15 minutes, I'm going to be throwing hands in the comment, brother.
That's
Movie
engagement.
pods are huge, so I don't know. You might have
They
the
are?
keys to the castle. Oh yeah.
Shit.
So
What about a thing where I only watch movies that are for fucking babies?
okay, I like
And
this.
then I
Alright.
treat them like they're high
Okay.
art.
I mean, both
And
can
speak on
be
that, right?
successful. I think we have 2 very strong podcast ideas here. They're both pretty niche, but I don't know. I think yours might. You're not stuck with just the movies for babies, which
There's
is good.
a lot, though, bro.
There are a lot, but
My God, they're making it feels like there's a new one every day.
Luke, this is the question you got to ask yourself every day when you wake up.
Okay.
Where do I see the show in 10 years?
fuck.
There's a lot of movies that have 15 more minutes left. The last 15
yeah,
minutes.
that's true.
10 years from now,
Right.
you might have cooked through
so
all
what-
of
They
the
may
baby
not have any more
movies.
babies.
Sorry, I got to be honest. I guess I just got to know. So, what is the answer to that question for Hollywood Handbook?
Where do I see myself in 10 years?
Yeah.
The answer
Or the
is
show,
the answer
or-
is sincerely, hopefully alive.
Right. Okay. All right.
Hopefully we're still in front of a microphone.
Hey, what a show that proves
Brother,
that
you and me both.
half a premise can take you a long way.
11 years.
11 years.
11 more to go.
Have you been on it 11 years?
The show's existed for 11. I've been on it for, I think, 8.
Jesus Christ.
Which is hilarious when people say, I hate Chef Kevin on the show. It's like, buddy,
You are the show.
if you haven't gotten used to it now, it's been almost a decade.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
it's you. Yeah.
But, hey, haters gotta hate. I like your idea. I think 15. I like the last 15. Would you pick both of them, or would you pick one and the guest gets to pick one?
Mine is always going to be There Will Be Blood. It will be There Will Be Blood
okay.
against a different movie.
This
I
is
drink your milkshake. I drink it up. I
That's
mean,
right,
that shit
dude. That's
fucking bangs.
There's a lazy first thought title. Chat might be able to punch me up. There will be pod as the
Okay.
title.
Okay.
I don't know. I think there's something there.
How about I drink your podcast?
Ooh,
Like I
Oh,
drink
dude,
your
I
milkshake?
drink your podcast. It's very good.
yeah. Pod will be.
I don't know.
There will be pot.
I drink your podcast. I think it has to be I drink your podcast because it feels Luke's idea brings the competitive nature to it, where
Right.
mine just seems like it's just about there will be
Yeah,
blood.
right.
Luke specifically
Right.
shows that there is a cage match style,
Right.
Right.
and that
Yeah.
you feel like you're going to win.
I'm going to win. I make the show.
Okay,
Like,
dream guest.
You know?
Give us a few
Yeah,
dream guests.
Oh, fuck. Chef Kevin and Luke.
I'm swamped.
perhaps,
He's swamped.
maybe.
Yeah, I sorry. I can't
Dream
do
bigger,
it. I
dream
can't-
bigger.
I can't do it. Yeah.
I'm
busy.
Gandhi, John Gabris.
Gandhi,
You
Gabris.
know,
You just thinking of names that starts with G or
that's how my mind has to go. I have to go through G.
Yeah.
Okay, Lewis.
Gilbert Godfrey, is he still alive?
no? Unfortunately,
That's going to be a bummer.
they killed
for
him
you.
for speaking truth about 9/11.
Yeah, dude. He got fired from being the damn duck or whatever.
Being a damn duck.
Mm-hmm.
My man being a damn duck.
They can't fire him for being a Yago.
My guy's out here being a damn duck.
I'll share a Gilbert Gottfried story. He used to do a podcast at Earwolf where I worked. It's a name-droppy story, so I apologize in advance. Richard Lewis was the guest.
Mm-hmm.
He sat down in the studio. He looked.
You're in the only, like, this is the only kind of space, though, where, like, there's both a host and an audience that would even give a fuck who Richard Lewis. Like, that's
Okay,
not,
yeah.
yeah. Like, to me, like, that's just totally fine. Like, but you know, if you said, like, Richard Lewis in the audience, so just, like, some guy, like, at Target, he'd be like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Who are you talking about?
Like, and then you say the guy from Curb, and he'd
Yeah,
go
yeah.
the Jewish show, and then he'd kind of get into a whole
We're
thing.
in.
Anyway, keep
the
going,
audience
keep going.
is in.
Yeah.
Richard Lewis sits down. He goes, I go, can I get you a water, coffee, anything? He goes, give me a Diet Coke. Don't open it. I hate when people put their little dirty fingernails in there. Give it to me untouched. Go to the fridge.
And he
I
was
think we
talking to
have
you,
one.
man.
If we don't, I go to a gas station and grab one. Bring it, not touched. He goes, thank you very much. Where's Gilbert? I go, Gilbert's in New York. This is pre-Zoom. I say, Gilbert's in New York. He's going to be Skyping in. He goes, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, no. Yeah, he's in New York. I'm sorry no one told you. He's in New York. He is like, that's cheap. I'm going to destroy him. And so I like start the Skype, and then Gilbert gets on and is like, hey, how you doing? Thanks for, I can't do justice to his voice. He's like, thanks for doing this. And he goes, can I ask you a question? Sincerely. How much is a flight to LA? And he starts laughing. He's like, and he's trying to get around it. He's like, no, oh, come on, man. This is so much easier or whatever. And he was like, how much to fly to LA? $600? You couldn't spend $600 fucking dollars to sit here with your friend, and I'm here with a Diet Coke in a room by myself and a guy I just met. And for like 15 minutes, just annihilated him before we started.
Dirty little fingers.
Yeah, with these dirty.
It
little
wasn't
fingernails.
even it wasn't even on record. Like, it was just like,
No, he was just like he was destroying Gilbert for so long. It was very funny, and then he was like, "All right, let's just get this over with. You're not even here, so if I told you an hour and a half, maybe it's 45 minutes because it's just me and this guy." It was awesome.
That's so sick. That's extremely funny.
Yeah.
Well, Steerforge Gaming, does that give you enough to go off to start on your own podcasting journey?
Absolutely. The gold star and the name from both of you,
Yep.
I'm hooked.
Yeah, dude.
that
I'm
shit.
in.
Look out, everybody. Steelforge Gaming coming out soon with, what was it? I Drink Your Podcast?
I drink your podcast, yeah.
I Drink Your Podcast. I drink it right up.
I'm
Thank you guys- thank
I'm
you
the
so
first
much, gentlemen.
subscriber, dude.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
right.
day one for you.
I'll give you a 4-star review because I never get 5-star because I always want people to think there's something they can improve on.
I
Okay.
hosted a
Take care.
podcast with this guy Yusong, super nice guy, Twitch streamer, and we did a podcast for like maybe a year together. It's called Maybe Don't. It was really fun, and we had like our first 1-star review was his parents because they didn't know how the star meter worked, and they just were like, we saw the star, we thought we clicked all 5 of the stars. And so our first week we had like 4 5-star reviews and 1-star review from his parents.
That's so funny.
He's a legend.
All right, we got another one.
Let's do it.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hey guys, it's me. Should I use a pseudonym or should I use my real name?
This voice sounds familiar.
What's funnier?
I think it's. I don't think.
Jess
I don't
Dog?
think lying is ever
Jess
really
Meister?
that funny.
Okay, I'll use my real name. It's me, the podcast pig.
Ooh.
Cool. All right. Wow,
I
it's the
love to oink up
podcast
all my
pig, everybody.
shows. Yeah, I love I love to oink and roll around in the dirt of my shows. I'm actually I'm a pretty famous podcaster in my own right.
You are?
Yeah, well,
You don't
let's-
sound
let me just-
familiar.
Why? What metric?
Let me just start with saying, like, among independent shows,
Right.
Heavy quotes with independent,
mean?
heavy
Yeah.
quotes with shows.
I guess. What do
Yeah.
you mean among? And then what do you mean among it? I mean.
well, obviously, I'm not like Joe Rogan type famous, but it's like if you go down like a few layers below that, I'm in that group of, I'm in that conversation of like, well, who's one of the guys where we'd be sad if he died?
And what's the answer to that?
So some people I thought would have said it, but maybe they don't.
Who would?
It's
Yeah.
not-
Who? I guess. Yeah. Who's saying it? What are these layers?
It doesn't matter. My point is not really about where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
now.
All right. My fault. My fault. Why were you calling in, caller?
Well, because the topic is famous podcasts.
Or how to become a famous podcaster.
Or how to begin. Well, I'm almost.
So you wouldn't really know
about,
anything about this topic, would you?
Well, I am famous.
Or do you want
because-
advice? Or why are you calling?
No, I thought you guys. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Let me just start with the premise. I'm famous.
Okay.
So from there,
It's
I
like
would
a
say,
character you're playing.
No, it's based on my real life.
Okay. All right. I'll take you at your word, I guess.
It's a character, but it's based on true events.
Right.
So it is a character.
I don't know.
It's
I'm
based-
the kind of here's I'll put it to you in these terms, okay?
Uh-huh.
I'm the kind of famous podcaster where if I have 6 ad slots on my show, you know I'm selling 1 to 2 ad slots. Okay.
Okay.
You should do that meme. That's like, yeah, we're famous podcasters. We sell 1 to 2 out of our 6 ad spots every week. Yeah, we're famous
yeah.
podcasters. Guys who look like us but act a little bit weirder than us know who we are. Like that kind of shit.
One of them is a make good, and all of the copy was correct.
Kevin, fuck, did you get hit with that fucking shit too? They fucking snatched my ass on that. Oh, you're not supposed to fucking talk about that. Bitch, it's in the copy.
Yeah. Interested to see if I have an upcoming make good for Rocket Money where Sean talked about subscribing to a bit something called Cumbox, and
Yep,
the
you're
amount
gonna
of
get
times
hit.
he said Cumbox in 2 minutes, I just said, well, we'll see how the year ends. And but he read all of the copy correct. So
No, I want to
There's-
go back to this other thing. This make good is, or can you not talk a
we talk
little?
about make goods.
No, but this thing where the copy was the, and then I mean, let's get in. I mean, this is very interesting for the
Oh,
audience.
yeah.
They probably don't know those sort of ins and outs of this.
Yep. So when you do a commercial ad read, basically, you have specific copy that you're supposed to hit. Specifically, like the call to action has to be read verbatim. It's a very odd thing where they give you very specific bullet points, but then say, put it in your own words,
yeah.
and kind of
Fucking
ask you
insane.
to do.
I love that shit.
That's really cool. I like having to rewrite someone else's work.
I used to do a lot of commercial voice acting. And they're always like, but make it your own. But they don't actually want
No,
you to.
yeah.
That's the funny part. Yeah.
No, that's when you get hit with the make good. You made it your own too much.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then they will ask you to do another ad for free, even though the ad that you already did that had all of the copy correct
Right.
got all of the downloads that they paid for. They
Right.
typically wait until they
Yep.
hit all of those downloads and then say, oh, by the way, you didn't do it the way we asked you to. Can you do it again? And then this time we won't pay.
Let
And
me
so
hit
that's
you with
kind of
another
a fun
layer.
game.
Here's
that-
another layer to that, and
Okay.
you're so right on every point. Here's another layer of that. It's a 60-second ad buy, and they give you conservatively 4 minutes of copy to read
Yeah.
during it.
Right.
And if you don't hit it, you're gonna get the make good. But it's okay. It's okay because if you get hit with the make good, Kevin, they're gonna come back at you with the next year annual rebuy. Now it is at a cut rate, of course.
Buy 3,
because
get 1.
it's a cut rate, but they got it for the whole year, and you know they scheduled one on Christmas week too.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
Fucking eat shit, you pig. I'm the podcast pig.
He's the podcast pig. Another thing I like about it is it's both hyper specific and also a diary entry. They kind of are able to hit both and giving you a few phrases that you would never say in a normal conversation. Yeah. But that's kind of a fun little challenge of making it your
I
own.
want to take an audience poll. Do you guys find this fucking interesting? Because I got to be honest. When you're talking about it's boring as shit. Oh, okay.
The caller and I are bonding hard over this.
Okay,
but-
yo, I mean, I can hear you guys are chopping it up, but like, goddamn, we're at the fucking podcasting convention.
I'm just gonna
aren't we?
I'm just gonna call him and talk about it. It's truly I could talk about it fucking all day long, and it is boring to everyone. I understand it. I know it.
No, they
sucks.
love it. I guess they love it. Just boring me to tears. But you know,
Look,
the
the
audience
last
is
thing
king.
I'll say about it is that when you
Fucking
partner
boring.
with certain platforms to do your ad
Sure.
sales, one of the good things about it is when the portal that you use to view the copy
Uh-huh.
it's completely untransparent in every way.
Yes.
So they upload it and then they come back and change it later and they go like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to say this shit in the
Yep.
copy." And you go like, "Well, let me go look back at the copy." And you go, "Well, fuck it. What this isn't what it was
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
So
I'm
how am I
always
supposed to
saying
know
this
what it
shit.
fucking was when it was 6 months ago?" Which, by the way, sometimes you're still owed money from 6 months ago from when you did
Oh,
an
yeah.
ad, which is like,
Mhm.
is that legal even to do that? I mean, that's like, what do we I fucking did this a long fucking time ago. People who listen to that show are dead now, and I'm still not paid for it.
And if you
That's
want to
sad.
record maybe so that you don't have to work on, I don't know,
Oh.
Christmas. Let's say Christmas,
Oh.
for example. And then you
Oh.
record stuff and then the copy gets changed. Then you're told, like, well, you have to re-record it even though you were trying to not work very close to the holidays.
Just because your miserable ass comes into the office on December 23rd doesn't mean I don't have a fucking family. You know, I got to go buy gifts and shit. I got to put the cookies out. I can't
Yeah.
be fucking talking
I have to buy
about,
presents with that ad money I haven't received yet.
I mean, for real. It's a God damn it. It fucking pisses me off, the podcast pig.
I'll call her. I'll text you about this later. But I had a fun
that'd be
experience
great.
with someone who said, "Hey, they paid for 60. Give them 60 no matter what. Cut it at 60." And it was a fun little game, and just kind of seeing the reactions of playing the game back with
Probably
them.
didn't like that too much, did
They didn't like it too much, but it was a fun little game. Sometimes you
funny
play
what
these
they
little
don't like?
games.
Yeah, you got to make it fun for yourself, or you'll fucking go postal. Which I would never do. But speaking of, but to the topic to the show tonight, I was saying, well, this is all about how to become a famous. What is that?
Magnemite.
Pokemon.
Magnemite.
Okay,
Man,
it's
y'all
all
are gonna
about how
talk
to become
your
a famous.
stupid shit. I'm gonna do what I want to.
Go on,
Here's what I
caller.
wonder.
I'm here all
Here's what
night.
I wonder about becoming a famous podcaster. I almost wonder if it's easier to become a famous podcaster than it is to figure out what do we do next.
What does that mean?
Go
What
on.
happens next when all this goes away, you know, and maybe you didn't get to scoot off and film your pilot or star in a movie. Maybe you're just the podcast
Why
guy.
not?
What happens? Well, I don't know. Maybe you just never had it.
But like, why? Why
Maybe it
didn't-
just wasn't in. Maybe this is just as good as it gets for you. But what do you do when it all falls
sad.
down?
That's like
you know?
really sad. It's like a sad idea.
It's not an idea.
Caller, you have to get out of that mindset. It won't fall down because you simply won't let it.
God, I hope you're right.
That's beautiful. You listening to that?
Because I think you and
I
I
heard
both
it.
know the answer of like if it were to not go right.
Yeah.
And so we just can't live in that reality too much because we know there's no other options.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I've got actually a good piece of advice that I think probably
Great.
one of you guys needs and one of you other.
Okay.
Don't hang the hat of the podcast on a kind of like light social media internet platform that rapidly loses
Traction. Yeah.
traction
Yeah.
and sort of like discoverability and sort
Yeah.
of just like generally part of the conversation as it did maybe when you started it.
A thing that
Yeah.
really gets me off is I really like joining things as I see it kind of Back to the Future photos start to fade away. When I start to see the fade away, that's when I go, that's my shit.
That's your shit.
That's my
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
And are you guys both, or where are your guys' things in that journey? Are you fading away or?
I think I'm next to the guy fading away and going, holy shit, is he fading away?
You're like in the picture. It's like, yeah.
I think I'm okay. I think I'm good. I think my website will be around for a while.
Your website.
Your website.
I think the
Yeah, it's a
website
good
I
sign
look
that
at
every
for-
single. I've listened to the show, and it's good that pretty much every single one of the Kickstarters now is generated by AI. That's a good sign.
No, they're not all like that. There's still some people. There's still some people with mental illness on there that we can talk about.
And
they're
at
not
least,
doing AI stuff.
at least the AI is helping them a little bit.
I mean, yeah, no cap. Yeah, the guy who's like, I'm imagining 9 different worlds, and they all have renewable energy sources that we can tap. He gets to go to AI and make like an
I
image
know,
of
I
it. So I'm like,
know.
all right, this is kind of spitting.
I like when the Kickstarter is starting a new political party.
God, I mean, fuck, we need it, bro, but you can't do it.
I
Yeah,
know.
right. Your ass isn't going to do it. The revolution will not be on Kickstarter.
Yes, but no.
Clip that.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Put that shit. You should maybe put that. Maybe you could have a Patreon or maybe have me. You know what's so funny is I was just begging him to be on the podcast again today. Please have me on. I hate it. It's so stupid. Please.
You guys work so well together. Would you come on together, you think?
No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And if he said no, it's probably a no for
It's
me
not.
too.
It's not
no
like
for you
it's
too,
nothing
yeah.
against you. I just don't see why we can't both be on separately.
Yeah.
Your Patreon sucks is kind of a good idea.
What's that idea about? What would that be?
No, it's kind of like the same thing. You make fun of mentally ill people, but this time it's with their Patreon that nobody subscribes to instead of their Kickstarter nobody funds.
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
JF, I have an idea. What about this? This is earnest.
Yeah,
this is
please.
earnest. And I feel like I'm probably, I've kind of set myself up as the villain here of podcasting. But do you think this is anything, JF? What if we did a podcast where we're pretty
Podcast
close.
pig, by the way. Podcast pig.
Podcast pig. We're like, I'll kind of show you kind of things. I'll show you kind of Gen Z culture and kind of explain it to you. And you'll go, huh?
Bro, you're 32.
I know, but you have no. Now Kevin's on his phone.
No, I'm looking at podcast ideas that I have.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Let's
Oh,
do
fuck.
I have let's see.
it. Let's see.
I think I've pitched a lot of
I've
these.
got Pidgey.
Don't look at Pokemon. That's not.
Pidgey. Isn't that the Go Off King stream? Shit. Say less, bro.
Say less. Those guys should do a podcast. I'm a big fan of theirs, actually.
I thought there was a talk of them maybe doing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Luke read to you podcast pig 2 ideas I have
Okay.
for a pro version. You can read these 2 out loud.
Okay.
It's a pretty short
fuck.
list.
Okay.
They got you coming up with the ideas too, Kevin. Fuck me.
I'm like their AI.
All right.
God damn.
Spirituality, parentheses, what is it? That's funny. And then the other one just says book club.
Yes, dude. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Those guys would get. I'm
2 for
I'm trying
2.
to
I'd
picture
love to hear them read a book. That should be funny as fuck.
the
You know,
Ho-Ha guys doing book club be so. Because here's how I'm picturing it. You already know. Hayes would come in and he would say, "Oh, I read this great book about politics. I read this," and he's giving that, and he's saying everything about politics, and he's
Right.
like, "Well, this is all this stuff that was in the book," and then Sean goes, "I didn't read the book. I wasn't able to. I didn't read the book.
Right.
And you're just like, what? It's minute 47, bro. Sean
Now
doesn't
here,
read the book.
wait.
Fuck.
No, I'm kind of now. This is another idea. It's 2 adult men of a podcast, and one is reading children's books to the other one, like out loud.
And then the other person is reading or they're reading the last 15 pages of the book. Maybe they're
Oh.
Then
they're
we compare
comparing
the rest of the book.
comparing
Yeah,
2
yeah,
books, maybe the last 15 pages of each of them.
Man, these are so good. These are such good
Yeah,
ideas.
book stuff's
I'm-
really huge in podcasting right now.
Book
This-
talk. I mean, book talk is going.
good.
Dude, book talk is going fucking crazy right now. I keep reading this.
Another
keep
thing
reading
that
this.
I wanted to ask the caller about while we have them, as we see the rise and fall of Talk to, there's a theory that there's a lot of questions about will the podcast still exist? Caller, is this something that you could see maybe filling the role of a Haley or the
Or a Chelsea.
Or Chelsea?
Let's be honest. I think Collar is more Chelsea coded.
That's fucked up
or-
to say
or
to somebody
Pookie.
that you know we know each other a little bit. I don't think we know each other well enough to say I'm the Chelsea of the talk. I mean, that's
Stephen's
fucked.
the
That's
Chelsea. I don't think so.
that's a slap in the fucking
I don't think
face
so,
to say I'm
honey.
the fucking no disrespect to Chelsea,
Yeah, no
but
disrespect,
girl.
but I think if you're telling me
mean-
Stephen's the Chelsea, I don't think you really understand the dynamic too well.
I'm the person's huge dog that blocks
Yeah.
like 3 of the 4 cameras. just walks by, and the video is just cooked from the complete side of a Saint Bernard.
Yeah, you can hear him rustling around.
In a bowling alley, which I think is where they shot it in a bowling alley, which is so
Actually, I
insane.
have an answer to your question of what's next.
Okay.
If this doesn't work, what's next? I think we could be like location scouts for Talk To of films.
That's good.
I could see us profiting pretty well from interesting locations.
Yeah.
Other bowling alleys.
Remember remember when Trump actually tried to go to the Four Seasons, but he went to the damn construction place?
Yeah.
Let's do a fucking episode of Talk to there.
Talk to
Holy
in the
shit.
construction place.
Holy shit. Remember that, caller?
Yeah.
That shit was fucking crazy.
You're in the Four Seasons. I'm in the construction place going, where are you?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 40 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
That's their success is so inspiring, and I think the success of Talk to was also so because if you talk about podcast,
Is that the after
clips,
show?
What are those guys' names?
I don't know what the guys' names are, but they're like they riff on the show,
Right.
And it's like their shit's doing Iron Man numbers on TikTok. Like I can't believe we fucking should have did that. Fuck.
I know you guys blew it. Said you put it on Twitch, the social media nobody fucking watches or cares about.
All right. Well, it's like my whole life, so
Yeah,
or
it's mine.
podcast.
I mean, it's mine
podcast
too.
big, actually.
At least you have a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it my life, and again, it feels very much Back to the Future photo of like, should I be in the photo? I wasn't in it before.
Right. You're gonna Photoshop yourself into the photo. That's
Why did
fading
I
away.
put myself in the photo?
It's all fading. Yeah. But you know what? You know what's great about all this stuff is I feel like the walls have been crumbling on all these great industries for years and years.
Yeah.
And yet, nevertheless, we persisted.
We did it.
Clip that shit, chat. That's
We did
good.
the damn thing.
Nevertheless, we persisted.
Yeah.
Caller, do you want to play Marvel Rivals with me after the stream?
I don't know. You're gonna be going a long time. 'cause
50
you're gonna be
minutes
talking-
from now, bro.
I'll be up in 50 minutes. Kevin, you got to download it. It's really
You
fun.
gotta download this game, man. It's
I
really
gotta
fun.
get up at 3 for a damn flight.
Oh,
You
really?
what?
For the holidays?
Yeah, I just like to check in. I do flight caroling. I go to the airport and just like sing to people there. It's this crazy thing.
Barumpa pum pum. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really dope. man.
American
Dope.
Airlines. I'm going to Japan on Saturday. How fucking sick is that, chat?
Wow.
That is
Your
awesome.
ass probably going to fucking Ohio, wherever the fuck this stupid fucker's from. I'm going to the place where they invented Mario, bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Pretty cool,
yeah,
right?
I'm staying home, so I'm not.
Cool. All right, see you,
say it
man.
like
Well, thank
that.
you so much for calling
Caller,
in.
just so you know, the cursor is hovering the end call.
Yeah,
from my
I
view.
can fucking tell. Yeah.
All right, well, I feel like it's time.
That was productive.
That's a really good guy.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
That was fun.
All right, you ready? I think we're ready for Kevin's. I think we're ready. Kevin has something prepared for us.
Should we try it?
Let's try it. All right. Okay, hold up.
Let's see how this goes.
So, hold on. I should have it all. So now we cut.
Look at this.
Look at this. Boom.
Look at you, man.
I know. You see that shit?
That's legit.
Oh.
All right, so I made a podcast simulator just for you.
Wow.
This is a thing I do on Mondays where I
Wow.
basically create a custom game for the guest.
Really?
And we were talking today about, getting big in the podcast world. And so I made one. This is the first time I've ever done this called Famous Host Mode. I've done a few producer modes. I've done a host mode. I've never done a famous host mode.
This is great. Well, Kevin, and we were talking a little about this, brother. If you want to succeed on Twitch, you gotta lower the bar.
Yeah,
I mean, this is great. I can't wait to do this, brother. That's a lot of work.
I know it is. I'm late to
Mostly-
I'm late to every stream.
Right. I mean, most of the time these people are just playing fucking Fortnite.
Yeah, I know.
And we do it, but we're like a little bit funnier than that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
that's the only reason people watch us.
I know. I would probably feel so much better and have
Yeah.
hours of more free time if I just kept trying to clear the pond in the golf course in Grand Theft Auto.
That's right. I'd probably watch that shit. That sounds funny.
So one of the things I spent a lot of time
Yeah.
on was the name of your show. I was trying
Right.
to come up with a bunch of creative names.
Right.
But then I thought, about all of the biggest podcasts out, and it truly is just the person's name and experience, show, lab. And so I was trying to think of like, you know, if Luke's could kill, something with a lot of Luke puns.
Let's hear some.
Let's see, if Luke's could kill, don't look up.
Luke who's talking now.
Yes. And here's the thing. All of those, I think, funnier and more interesting than the Luke Man show.
Right.
But I think if we're trying to be the most famous podcast in 2025, it's simplicity. And so that's why I was like, we're just going to go the Luke Man show. And people are like, don't look back in anger. That's a great one.
Don't look back in anger. That is really good. I like that a lot.
And
Serving Luke's.
We got a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
So I just went clean and simple, the Luke Man show. And I'm going to run you through a few scenarios about trying to make your new podcast, the Luke Man show, the biggest podcast in 2025. So do you want to hit the about the show link, or do you have any questions?
Well, before we start, I do want to say, you said clean and simple. If it was simple and clean, well, I hope you weren't talking about the theme song to Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, no. And how's that go?
You ever play Kingdom Hearts?
Not recently enough that I remember the theme.
How
the
that
theme
you
song goes.
feeling it? It doesn't matter.
It's pretty horny.
The Luke. Can I ask a question about this though? I think here's my one issue with this.
Great.
Simple and clean. My one issue is that I think that they call that because the host is already famous.
Yep, they already are an
Right.
established name that people know.
I don't know if I have that exactly.
That is true, and it is a thing I thought about, but I feel so confident that this show will be so big. Similar to Talk Tua, I
Right.
think people quickly knew
Right.
who the show was by. I think this show is going to be such a big hit so fast. People can be like, "Oh, Luke Man show." Yeah, I know Luke Man.
Okay.
So,
all right. Fair enough. You know, and listen, this is your world. Like, I
Yeah.
trust you, dude. I really do, and I appreciate
Great.
you doing this. Is like, a lot of times you have to hire a fucking creative consultants agency to do this shit, and you're just
It's
doing it
crazy.
for free. So thank
Yeah.
you. All right, let's take a look about the show.
So I'll read it off. The
Yeah.
world's most popular podcast. This is about the show. The world's most popular podcast, where no topic is too big, too small, or too outrageous. Hosted by the one and only Luke Taylor. This podcast is your weekly deep dive into fascinating stories, unforgettable interviews, and sharp, unfiltered takes on everything. Join millions of listeners as Luke sits down with the biggest names and delivers the kind of humor, insight, and authenticity that only he can. Whether you're here to laugh, learn, or just get lost in the great conversation. Interesting, I changed the name. The Luke Taylor
Right.
Show has something for everyone.
Almost as if maybe a program wrote this or something.
It almost like appears that way,
Right.
and then when
And maybe
the
you plug in Luke
creator was
Taylor.
like copying and pasting a little too close to
Right.
when the stream was about to start.
Right.
But I think
Okay.
we have a lot of success lined up for you. How are you feeling about, other than the typo near the end and the beginning?
I like I like the idea that no topic is too big, too small, or too outrageous.
Yeah.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Now, where's the typo towards the beginning? I saw the one towards the end.
Just saying. Oh no, it says host by the one and only Luke Taylor.
Host by the one and
I
only
thought I said Luke Taylor Show twice.
Oh,
so
sure,
just one at the end.
Yeah, but again, probably you'd say the Luke Man because again,
Yes, that makes
kinda
more
already-
sense.
Yeah.
Branding's a little off. I'll
Right.
take the L
Here,
for
let's,
that.
Let's make sure. I just want to make this a little smaller so everyone can make sure they can see.
Sure. And I'll just chat with the chat.
Right.
Basically, what I was thinking with this is big shows today are
Right.
just so incredibly open-ended and vague.
Right.
I think we're kind of setting you up for success by not having any sort of premise other than the Luke Man is the Luke Man.
And what I totally, and that totally makes sense. I mean, I get that what you're saying. Like you go on Joe Rogan, but what are I guess I don't really know exactly what people are going to learn listening to my show.
Yes, and that's a great question.
Yeah.
Probably, kind of like when you hear two people talking, you learned because you
Right.
heard a conversation, you technically learned something.
Okay.
And so, in a similar way of like when I forgot shampoo and went to back to Target,
Right.
and I overheard two people talking about a TikTok that one of them saw and the other one didn't see,
Right.
and describing that
Right.
TikTok without showing them,
Right.
and then eventually showing it full volume.
Mm-hmm.
I learned something that day.
Was the TikTok? What was the TikTok?
Do you know about? I don't. It was just very. It was a song, Chapel Roan.
I know about Chapel Roan.
Yeah,
I'd love to have her on this.
Could be the first guest.
Luke Pony Club or Pink Lukey Club, something like that.
That's really good.
Yeah. I'd like all the names to kind of be even the subtitles.
HOTTPOD.
LUKETIYLOR.
Yes.
That's my last name's Taylor.
Yeah.
You do that. Sorry.
Luke and Kevin, the dynamic duo. I agree with that. Jake
Two white guys can do fucking anything. I'm always saying that shit.
Yeah, and I'm getting out of here, so it's gonna be you. This is a one man show.
Right.
And so basically, they are learning that they heard. They're gonna enjoy you so much.
Okay.
That. I wouldn't put too much focus on learning.
Okay.
But we will have experts. We will have experts.
Of what?
Of philosophy.
Okay.
Of science.
Okay. All right.
Of astronomy. And they're gonna learn so much from these people. We don't need to like fact check their like degrees and whatever their like
I've
beliefs
heard of
are.
Bears, but now we're talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
degrees.
There we go.
That's the kind of shit. Might be the kind of shit I say on the show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I've heard about degrees. What about
how
the Bears?
How about the Bears? And then the chat clips that, and they go, and that goes crazy.
That shit's fucking funny.
And that's what's interesting is like I learned something there. Like degrees to Bears. So
yeah,
they might learn things about like science and math and philosophy and religion.
The Bears.
But they also might
Bears.
learn a little joke for the next time someone says anything that starts with duh.
I like that. And okay, one last question before we move on. This says Luke sits down with the biggest names.
Yes.
Who are we talking? What kind of names?
That might present itself later in the game.
Hey, okay. All right.
So now we know about the show. Let's go to your role.
Let's go to my role.
It's a pretty simple role. You are the host of the podcast. You're going to interview 3 people a week. So the show comes out Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
That's good.
And
consistency is key.
That consistency is key. And sometimes quantity is more important than quality, and we will learn that.
Twitch streaming is kind of the best testament to that more than anything, isn't it?
And so you almost can take the skills you've learned from Twitch and apply it to making the biggest podcast in the world.
Yeah.
And so that's what your second goal here is. You're going to make the biggest podcast in the world for 2025.
Really?
There's 2 things you got to do. You got to show up 3 days a week,
right,
have a good conversation, and then just make, and the results will speak for themselves.
What about audio quality too? I've heard that's important.
That's not your problem.
Okay.
Someone else will handle that stuff.
Okay.
As long as you can point the finger at someone else.
You stupid fuck.
Yeah, this clown ass gave me, the mic was over here and it should have been over. Stuff that probably are things that, if we're looking, looking in the mirror, maybe things that you could have done.
I know that?
Yeah, exactly. You had headphones on,
and
still the mic was down here. But as long as you have someone to point and blame at, and then your fans can point and blame at them anytime anything goes wrong, and then if anything goes well, they'll give you credit, but anytime anything goes poorly, we can just blame a single person over the course of several years. This is clutch idea. Very good.
And then it's kind of like, but then at the same time, like also the guy we blame, it's kind of like a mascot in some way. Or I don't really know if that's exactly what is that.
That's exactly it. And then another nice thing about it too is like, the engagement is so important.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
And we're just trying to build a sense of community. And so when you kind of poke fun at someone and be like, you clown, you stink.
Yeah.
The chat will also feel kind of entitled to do
Right,
that
like
as well.
they should be like, they could sign your DMs and be like, "Hey, you stupid fuck, nice job fucking this up, you fucking dumbass."
Yep, and when
you
you're
come
like-
to Indianapolis, I'm
yeah.
gonna shoot you in the head. That
And
kind
when
of
they
stuff.
say like, "Hey," the person says like, "Hey, I just got married. It's the best day of my life." They're like, the best day of your life should be any. This probably is because clearly with the podcast stuff, you're not very good at that.
Right,
And
right.
so like they
on your wedding photos,
and there's kind of like a fun rapport.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's funny to do that of any time to do it. Then that is fucking funny.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I'd be laughing if I saw that.
And so you can kind
Stupid
of build.
fuck
you
posting
kind of,
his wedding photos.
It's kind
I'd
of
be laughing.
it's kind of a fun rapport.
Yeah.
And that they can figure out in therapy. So you have the point is
Right.
you have a person that you can kind of point to anytime anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
For network support now, we're not with a network
Right.
yet. And so we don't have to worry about that. You're starting independent, which is cool
I love.
because people are going to you're the underdog.
Right.
You're not coming in.
But I'm not on Forever Dog.
Not yet.
It
could be possible.
Maybe that could be part of our campaign.
Yep.
We're the underdog and we're not on Forever Dog. And then I guess you'd have to know enough about podcasting and know, but it would, for people that knew, they'd be like, oh, ha.
So here's how you start that meeting.
Yeah.
Forever Dog, meet the underdog.
Yes.
They're going, can you sign now?
I DM that to Tom Sharpling and he doesn't respond. Maybe that could be it.
Nor read it, which makes you feel better that
Right.
you know of.
Right.
So
But I don't have read receipts on, so there's always a chance.
that's interesting.
Yeah. And eventually I just delete it, and that's even worse.
It is.
Because then he's like, read it, and then I deleted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So let's begin.
Okay.
The Wire. This is called The Wire.
Wow.
You fly to Tennessee and text Jesse Farrar from the Go Off Kings. Hey, dude, I'm in your neighborhood. Let's get drinks. You proceed to do the oldest trick in the book. Get beers for JF and swap yours out with apple juice. Hammered, JF has to use the bathroom and leaves his phone at the bar. You quickly type in his password 69420 and Venmo yourself $10,000. Congratulations, Luke. You've officially secured funding for a successful launch of your podcast. This is your first scenario that I'm presenting you with. When you fly back to LA, who do you hire with that $10,000? You have a few options here. A producer, an engineer, an editor, a social media editor for clips, a guest booker, or do you put it all in snacks?
I really got to go with my heart here, and before I click it, I'll tell you why. I mean, I got to go with snacks, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because none of these people are going to make the guests feel comfortable, are they? Producer is probably going to be in their ear.
Yeah.
The engineer will probably look weird just because generally audio engineers. Not
they're bringing their energy.
I don't like them. Editor, they're never going to see. Social media editor, they're not going to see. Guest booker, at best, they'll email with them. They're not going to see them.
Yep.
But snacks is something they can go,
They see
oh
that
my
shit.
God, you brought goldfish.
They see that. It's an icebreaker.
Yeah. Oh, look at it. Maybe you could do a funny thing like, hey, you can make the goldfish talk. Hey, I'm going to fuck your wife.
This is me and this is you. And we're talking like how we are on the podcast.
Yes. So that, I mean, you can't really do that kind of bit with
a producer and
an engineer and editor, social media.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So go with snacks. See what happens. So that was actually, unfortunately, it didn't work.
Why does it say you troll?
I wrote out a lot of things for snacks, and I kind of just decided it's kind of the answer that trolls pick.
But it's not a troll answer. I think I actually gave a pretty...
You did give a concise
Did it
and
seem like I was trolling
believable.
you?
No, not at all. It's
Based on why it says
basically
troll all the time.
yes. And so, if you want to try again, we can see what maybe another option is.
Should I hit...
Before you hit either of those, I will just clarify and say
It's not a troll answer, though. I just want to be clear.
Nope. It is. Maybe I was saying it to myself.
You troll. Because
or I was talking to someone.
You troll. Yeah, okay.
I think it is what I initially wrote is, although this is a good short-term solution, if you don't have a specific person, you will not be able to be providing these snacks at all. You're only having the snacks for yourself.
So you wrote a serious answer, and then you were like, but then if they're choosing it as a joke, you wanted to kind of match that swag.
I think I started to get impatient with myself,
right,
and just wrote the fastest thing I could think of.
And you decided on you troll.
Yes.
Okay. Should I hit the back? Should I hit this, or should I hit
I would hit
begin?
Let's Begin, which will take you back. They
Great,
both should take you back. So if you want to try again.
Yeah. Producer, I don't really. I mean, I feel like a producer's not that important. I feel like
they're overrated.
I do feel like these are a bit more important.
Yeah.
I can probably do the guest booking myself.
Uh-huh.
I can probably do the social media. I think, honestly, engineer.
Okay.
That I can't do myself.
It's a very solid gig. Please click it. Although this is a good idea,
Okay.
Unfortunately, this is not going to skyrocket your show to instant success.
Right.
Because
they're just like a nobody.
They're
They're
just recording it and
Right.
making it sound good. But unfortunately, there are incredibly enginered podcasts that
Right.
nobody listens to.
There's an app, and you could say there's an app for that. You know, fix that shit out.
There's an app for that. And so we're 0 for 2 so
Okay.
far, but let's try again.
Okay. I guess. Okay. All right. I'm thinking. I understand a little bit better. I mean, producer, engineer, editor, social media. These are hardworking people, but frankly, they don't matter, right? They don't. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
What matters is
Yeah.
the host and the guest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with guest booker.
Let's see. You invest your money in a solid talent booker who lands you a few big names from the start. Great job, Luke. This creates a lot of buzz around the launch of the show and quickly establishes a decent fan base after week one. You get an A as your host grade. So
is that the highest?
That's the highest you can get.
Holy shit. Well, I mean, it took me a while, but I think I understand now. And
Yeah, we had to find the footing a little bit.
It's good because I don't really get.
And I will say, to your credit, I always do
You troll.
this one or that one. I never do 5 or 6, which might be why the 6 was.
And then the 6th one, you just.
I was like, what am I doing?
You wrote a bunch of stuff, and then the 6th one, you just wrote you troll.
Yes, yeah.
Got it. Right.
And that was the first one you
But
picked.
that was obvious.
Kind of an
obvious
established
the first one anyone would
established
pick, you
an
know?
interesting tone.
Right. It's like in that scenario, you've put me in a situation. It's like you don't want me to pick the funny or.
It's kind of like if we were playing Wheel of Fortune and the first thing you said, it's like you hit it and it said "fuck you," and I said, "Thanks for having me on. Let's keep playing."
Okay, yeah. Like I'm punished. It's cool because it's like awesome because it's like punishing me for trying to set you up for success.
And
that was what's so cool
and
about
as you're
it.
kind of spinning the wheel, I'm like, man, why did I put "fuck you" as one of the options?
I wanted them to enjoy the game. Yeah.
It's really cool that I'm here, and I
yeah.
put "fuck you" as one of the options.
Yeah.
But you passed. You got an A as you
Awesome.
booked, as you put you invested the money into
Perfect.
a guest booker, and so now we're going to the next scenario, the controversy.
Oh no, the controversy. Okay, here we go.
Your guest booker unfortunately has to take off for week 2 of the show.
Oh no.
They have a side hustle as a tour guide where they take people to all of the destinations in the movie Around the World in 80 Days. This week is the first time they've been able to book someone since the movie came out in 2004, and they cannot miss this opportunity. They were about to book one person before they left, a controversial YouTuber called fucking Travis. Travis is huge with millennials, Gen Z, and the one before that. His whole thing, though, is mean pranks. With the help of his sidekick, Mr. Yeast, Travis messes with strangers in a way that only can be described as not cool. Do you agree to having Travis on, or do you try to pull something else off?
This is so interesting because it's like it kind of puts your, it's almost a moral choice, right? But if I wanted the moral choice, I would have been a fucking priest. You know what I'm talking about, big dog?
Preach.
Kev, you know what I'm talking about?
Preach.
If I was getting into this morality, I'd join the fucking Peace Corps.
I'd be doing this.
I got in this shit for one thing only: fame, motherfucker,
Yeah,
and that
and some
cheddar
of
as
this-
well, because that
yeah.
comes along with a lot of the
cheese
times
is
as
nice
well.
too.
The cheese,
Yes.
the cheese and that, like, give me that cheddar.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm a damn mouse in this industry.
Views. And
Yeah.
I have delusions of grandeur, so I believe I'm smarter than most people. So I bet I am going into this. I think I'll pull one over than me. Whether that happens or not, probably he's a bit smarter than I am, or I realize. No.
Confidence is key.
Confidence is key. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Travis.
Great. You don't like Travis, but the
Whoa.
show needs to keep growing
Oh,
fast.
shit.
You agree to have him on as a guest. As the recording begins, the conversation is going better than you expected, and you're surprisingly connecting over a few things. However, about 20 minutes in, you being this is interesting typos. You begin to start hearing a loud noise outside. You pause, look out the window, and notice a helicopter in the distance.
So you needed a program for this part too? This is like the jokes part.
You apologize for the noise and ask to wait a few minutes for it to pass. There's some noise outside. Eventually it does. The conversation continues, and again, the helicopter returns, but this time it's way closer. Travis is getting frustrated with you and calls your studio a dump. He says, let's just get going. Your editor can cut the noise out. You try to continue, but the helicopter is now hovering over your studio. The sound is insanely loud, and then Travis gets a FaceTime, and he answers it. It's Mr. Yeast. He's piloting the helicopter. They both laugh at you and make you look like a fool. Fucking Travis. That's kind of what people end up saying.
That's his fucking
The
thing,
dumb
though.
prank was very fucking annoying.
Yeah.
However, Travis posted on his YouTube channel, and as a result, 75,000 people.
Wow.
I emphasized the 5. 75,000 people subscribed to
I
yours.
can write it for you. Can't read it for you,
And
though,
a
can
good
it?
chunk of them also subscribe to your podcast. So you're humiliated, you're embarrassed, but a lot of people subscribe to your shit.
I think that's worth it.
A major dub. The chat agrees. You get an A as a host grade.
Wow.
How do you feel?
I feel good because I know that I can kind of spin it. A lot of times, guys, like I can kind of make this like I can be a bastion for people that have like hate this guy. You know what I mean? I could probably spin the whole thing. It's called the Luke Man Show, where he beats the fucking shit out of this fucking Travis dude, this piece of shit. You know.
I was watching the guys, Brian and Chris, talk about Bubba the Love Sponge spinning the I made Hulk Hogan millions and millions of dollars. He should be really appreciative of me.
Because he made fun of Hulk Hogan. I don't really know that.
Hulk Hogan had sex with his wife.
Bubba the Love Sponge?
Yes.
For real?
And,
I did not know this.
And it was leaked, and then Hulk sued Gawker for $50 million.
That's what it was over? It was him fucking Bubba the Wow.
Chad can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So now Bubba is spinning this to basically be like, "You're welcome,
Does
dude."
Bubba the Love Sponge still do radio?
Yeah, he seems to still be like a radio personality.
Man Cow.
Yep. That's it.
Chicago. I listen to a lot of Man Cow. Tommy's pretty valuable life lessons.
How are you feeling about this scenario? The purpose of it was sometimes now what we're doing specifically. The goal today is
not to make something good. It's to make something shocking
and huge, basically.
Upworthy.
Yeah, if you wanted to do the fun choice, you would have said like "fuck this guy," and you would do something fun with your funny friends, but it would have like plateaued.
Yeah.
This was humiliating and genuinely frustrating, but a lot of people listened to it, and it was good for the podcast.
Right, because that's like, I mean, I think you're really hitting into the core of it, where it's actually not about quality; it's about engagement.
Yep. Yeah. So you're kind of selling yourself and how you feel, but your show is wildly successful.
Fuck yeah! All right, I mean, this feels good. I like that they spent enough money to rent a helicopter to do this.
They just have stupid money. They spend money very carelessly.
And then sometimes they'll spend it on like, oh, we gave a poor person the ability to see one time, so.
But even that is odd, and people are like,
yeah.
I don't think that actually happened. So it's interesting.
All right.
But yeah, great job here.
Awesome.
Should we go to the next scenario?
Next scenario, growing pains.
It's called growing pains. We're going to speed run the next few months for you.
You've been using that term a lot tonight. Speed running.
I'm getting into video games.
Is it? Yeah. What is that? Because you. Yeah, you've said it a lot.
I'm an efficiency guy.
Okay.
I think efficiency is just so fascinating.
Do you eat food as efficiency? Like, do you eat food for fuel? Are you one of those guys?
Oh, yeah. I don't eat because I love it. I eat because I has to.
Yeah, because you has to. Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations. Your hard work is paying off. You're hitting impressive milestones pretty early on. You should be proud of yourself for not having to rely on a quote-unquote big comedian, the co-star of a beloved sitcom 15 years ago, or any other blanket quote-unquote celebrity title where where you did a bunch of work decades ago and kind of just walked into podcasting already a millionaire and received even more money. I wrote something incredibly mean next, and even though I still stand by it, there seems to be a non-zero chance it would still get me in trouble. It was really good,
Office
though.
ladies.
I promise you that. Regardless, you receive an offer from a medium-sized network.
Office
Great
ladies.
job. With this, you give up a little bit of creative
Office
control of the
ladies.
show, but it's, you're not that big yet.
Right.
But the network would provide a few employees and who would be solely dedicated to your podcast.
Is Office Ladies on HeadGum?
They're not.
Oh.
In this scenario, what would you
Office
do,
ladies.
Luke? Would you stay indie? Would you want to stay independent, or would you join a network?
Well, I'm not an artist, so I of course joined the network. I didn't get into this. I don't have any. I didn't get into podcasting because I thought this was some great fucking art form. I did it for an easy check.
Yeah.
Right. And I did it for. I said, God, how easy it would be to show up and do a podcast I've been doing for 6 years, 11 years.
Yep.
And it would feel, honestly, if I'm being honest, like a little weird to complain about it. You know what I
100%.
mean? Because it's so little effort.
Yeah, it's literally a few hours a week.
It's just a few hours a week. And yeah, you got to do like the Patreon bonus episode.
Uh-huh.
But then, you hear people in this situation, they're like, I don't feel like I have any creativity around it anymore. And I guess from where I'm sitting, I go, why does that fucking matter?
Yeah, who cares?
It was barely creative to begin with.
Yeah, you're getting
what's
paid.
creative about fucking making fun of stuff,
No,
But,
not at all.
so yeah, I guess my answer then to that would be join a network.
Okay.
Cool.
I like where your head's at. Let's see what happens.
All right.
Joining the network helps grow the
Nice.
show bigger and bigger. There's a bunch of other fun scenarios we could run through, but your stream starts in 30 minutes, and I seriously should leave my place to get there on time. So, Luke,
so
I'm
this
excited
is the one part
to
you didn't use ChatGPT to write? Because they wouldn't really come. That's so specific, right?
I think you did a great job today, and I can't wait to maybe pick this up for a part 2, rather here or on my shit. But I think you did a really good job.
You're already trying to come back. It's not even over yet.
I mean, we can do whatever.
I mean, Inside Actor Studio. Kevin
I'm
asked me probably first thing he said to me when he got to my house is, "What are you doing on the 30th, dude? We've never met before."
I didn't know. I was
Right.
introducing myself to you, your girlfriend, your dog. It's just a lot of like clearly meeting for the first time.
Right,
And then it was
right.
like, I'm pulling.
What are you doing on the 30th?
I'm pulling out a calendar asking you to pull out
It's Christmas time,
yours.
so
Yeah.
I have plans.
Yeah. I mean, to my defense, you did preface it with like, hey man, it'd be good to like bring on the Twitch streamers.
Right, but you know that makes you look worse, not better, right? So let's actually.
keeps
what I said.
happening.
So what I said is, yeah, man. We were talking about Twitch. A piece of advice, like you should get bigger other Twitch streamers on. It helped me, and then without skipping a beat, Kevin goes, "What are you doing on the 30th?" I was like, okay, all right, that's fine.
And this is the crazy thing. He booked a flight to Japan right when I said that. When I said that.
I said, oh, I'm going to Japan, and now I'm fucking going because I just don't want to.
Chad, he said that earlier. You assumed that this has been booked for a while.
Oh
this
my
was
God.
booked after I asked what he was doing on the 30th.
And I got social anxiety, right? So
yeah.
I would rather book a flight to Japan than tell a guy I just met I can't do his freaking podcast in a week. Chat, you know what I'm talking about?
It was wild.
I love that shit. Oh my God, it sucks being socially anxious, but we get through it, right?
Yeah, but hey, man, Japan will be cool.
Yeah, it will be really cool. I'm excited to go to Japan.
Just kind of unrelated. I'm going to be taking off December 30th. If anyone is like on my stream,
What? Like
I normally stream on the 30th. That's probably I'm probably gonna I have
It's
different.
like 2 weeks
I
from now.
I have different plans that day.
Okay.
And so I know there was a
So
stream.
you're assuming people are watch this. Maybe there's a little. I mean, sure. I get that there's a bit of a crossover. You think they're gonna remember? So what are you doing that day?
I'm just telling this. I'm telling your chat.
Okay.
That on the 30th,
guys, if you're planning to follow Kevin at the end of this, will you be streaming next Monday?
Is next Monday the 16th? Oh, that was 2 days ago. Nope. I will be out of town.
Awesome. So you should really have said the next 2 weeks you won't be doing it. What about the Thursday streams?
Oh, did you say not Thursdays?
You'd also do gaming, which I know has been a thing for you.
Don't say Thursdays.
Oh,
Don't say
brother,
Thursdays.
Don't say Thursdays.
Oh, Thursdays are crazy for me.
I know. They're so hard. It says that's when you do your gaming stream. That's supposed to be the easy one, Chief. Yeah, shout out Chef. What is it? Chef Kevin Streams.
That's right. Chef Kevin on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Chef Kevin Streams on Instagram.
Why start another Instagram for it? Why not just use your personal?
I feel like the people on personal weren't about it. And
fuck them.
That's what
That's how I feel.
I need that
kind
of
of
confidence.
clips a week. Yeah, so what? Some fucking dumbass open micer from Chicago from 10 years ago on follows me. They could go suck an egg. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah, that's cool.
What, you're gonna start it from scratch?
I guess so.
Nah, man.
I'm at 640 right now on there. I think I'm doing okay
Nice.
for the.
That's
for
like
the other one.
that's like maybe the size like a local pet shop might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local pet shop boys. Maybe that's
pretty good.
That's a pro version.
Can you write that down?
that's a
Yeah,
pro
write that
version.
down. Local pet shop boys. Local pet shop boys. I say I'll post 3 clips a week. If you don't like it, kiss my motherfucking ass. That's a catchphrase. Maybe that could be the catchphrase of the stream.
That, and
Kiss
I also like when you say clip it.
Clip it. Kiss my motherfucking ass. Clip it. Clip it. Well, thanks, Kevin. That was really. It's cool because you're such like an insider with this stuff, you know.
And I think that really came through in this scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really cool.
You troll. Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting. But I think you did a really good job.
Thanks, man.
I respect
liked
your
when I was
confidence.
punished for trying to set you up for success
and participate in the thing.
Yeah.
That part was interesting.
Yeah, because I thought, I looked at the options. I said, oh yeah, my first thought probably isn't. Yeah, he wants me to choose social media editor. That's the option that looks the funniest.
There were 6 options, and you picked the one fun one.
Right.
And that
Because
was
it's like a joke.
That was somehow the worst answer.
Yeah, you troll. You troll. And yet, actually, the only part you wrote, so that's interesting as well.
And this, where I very clearly say that the
yeah.
game is done.
Yeah. Well, you wrote about half of it. Joining the network helps grow the show bigger and bigger. That you didn't write.
Then we explained very clearly why the game is over.
Right, and then it's great job. Maybe that was in the original copy that you spit out. And
and then I, unsuccessfully tried to set myself up to say, hey, maybe part 2, at my place, and you said part who, basically.
Part who? Mm-hmm. No, I'll do that, man. Sure. Yeah, we'll pencil it into 2025. Anyway, well, hold on. Really seemed like I was about to end the show, didn't it? Well, where do we go from here, really?
Do you have anything you want to plug?
You know what, man? Nobody's ever fucking asked me that before on this.
That's
so
cool.
Thank you, man. Nobody's ever asked me what I want to plug. Wait, hold on. Let me get the chat up. Folks, we'll keep taking phone calls again if you'd like to say anything to Kevin. Oh, yeah, Fortnite talk show. That's the only thing I care about.
Is your desk set up that you do here as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just point it.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, he's got a very cool setup.
I don't really play One Piece TCG anymore because it's not a good game, and I kind of wish I'd spent all that money on Magic cards instead, but I did. It's too late, and now I have boxes of One Piece cards, and I don't know what to do with them.
I was gonna say, is TGC the TCG a grocery game?
The Crapping Grocer.
Interesting. Yes.
The Crapping Grocer. They do have pictures of ones I love. No, it's a trading card game. You ever play trading card games?
I haven't, but hey, I'll do anything once.
All right.
Do the callers? Does it normally appear on the screen or?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the screen, right there. Usually it does. Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Might be like a Wi-Fi.
I'm on Ethernet, so it's not really possible. And why would the chat still go and we'd still be able to stream, but the calls wouldn't go? Oh, there you go.
Hit answer.
Yeah, I got it.
Hit
man.
answer.
I mean, it's like your mom or something. Okay. This feels bad. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What are you calling about?
Hang on a second.
Okay. It's usually not how you start a phone call on a show you're calling into.
Did you say
but
he was sick?
He said, hold on a second.
I don't want to drown here.
You want to drown on here?
I'm just digging for and swimming for treasure right now, World of Warcraft. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I'm drown.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. And, are you playing hardcore?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't want to die. I get it. Okay. Yeah, just let us know when you're done.
Clear.
You're done?
I should be in the clear. I got one more little chest over there, but that's it.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem. What's up? What are you guys talking about?
Podcasting.
I don't think that was to us. I think it was to someone
Who's
else in
this
the
guy?
room.
It does sound like, yeah. Was that to us or?
That's to you guys, man. Who's Chef Kevin? The hell is this? Who's this guy?
What's up, dude?
Who is Chef Kevin?
What did you think? I work in podcasts. What did you think of the little, speaking of game, what did you think of the game I made? Did you like it?
You made a game?
Did you just join the, I think you might have missed the last half hour.
I just clicked on Luke's stream and then I called. I have not been,
All
I've been
good.
playing World of Warcraft.
That's cool. So you weren't like listening to the stream or anything. You're just like, oh, he's on. I'll just fucking call in. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. See what's going on with you guys.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up?
Kevin made a game, I guess, in the loosest sense of that phrase.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like how Tag is a game.
Yeah.
That was made.
Right.
Oh,
No,
a
I
game
think that's
of
kind
social
of, to be
deception.
honest, I think that's a bit unfair to Tag.
Do you listen to podcasts,
Your
caller?
game is bringing shame to Tag
Yeah.
or something.
The tagging
Shag-
game, the shaming tagger, gaming
Well, Kevin, go ahead. I mean, why don't you callers? What do you think, guys? Should we have Kevin explain the game to me?
Well, this is interesting. So now the chat stopped.
Right, because then we have to wait about probably 15 seconds for them. to
No, what?
respond. Okay. So, well, yeah. So here, well, let's set this up. So caller Kevin works in podcasting.
Oh, sick.
Do you have any questions about that? I guess, or
No, I just always thought I'd be a good podcaster.
Okay. Why do you think you'd be a good
I have a lot of
podcaster?
topics I like. I have a lot of topics I like. I'm great at just talking and just going. And I don't post clips, but I think I'd be good at it.
Everyone says that, but how do they know?
What are some of your favorite topics that you like to discuss?
Hey caller, I got a fucking suggestion. Can you speak the fuck up? You sound like you're
Can you
talking to
guys
me from
not
a
hear me?
fucking library. Speak up.
I thought I was on speakerphone. I'm trying to ding.
Take your fucking
my
ass
mage
off
here.
speakerphone,
I'm
dude.
16, man. I'm trying to hit 17 today. All right, Jesus. Trying to hit 17 today. I'm level 16 mage.
Louder. Louder.
I'm trying to hit 17
Great.
today.
There we
I'm
go.
That's the
level
volume
16
you need to be at the
mage.
rest of this call. So take it away.
Favorite topics?
Favorite topics to talk about? My history doing improv.
Oh,
How's that for
jackpot.
you?
Chat.
You guys have any questions about
jackpot.
kind of where I learned,
jackpot.
Oh, jackpot.
yeah,
Just thought
cool.
of a different game.
what
Yeah.
how I started doing improv? Do you guys have any questions about that?
No, I don't have any questions about that. Alrighty, hung up. Fair enough. All right, let's take another call. Hello, caller. Fuck. Call back. Well, you know what I can do? You don't see this move a lot on these shows. I'm gonna call the fucking number back. Hello? Yeah, the show's calling you, bitch. Watch out. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Hey, it's Bowmore.
What's up, Bowmore?
Not much. How's why was that caller so bad? What was his deal?
I think he's got. So I don't.
He does improv.
I mean, I barely could fucking hear him. That was maybe that was the first problem.
Yeah, I mean, you can't call in and do a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he was with the whole Warcraft thing. That's kind of a themed call.
Is that a bit though? I think he was playing World of Warcraft.
It felt contrived. It felt like he could have put down the Warcraft for a minute.
Totally. It's Tim. Oh, is. Huh.
Well, what's your name, caller? Or what do you go by?
I got Bowmore. They call me Bowmore.
Bowmore. What do you? We're talking about podcasts. Is there a podcast that you think you could host? Maybe a new one.
I hear a lot of them. I spend a lot of time on the road at work, and I hear a lot of them from my colleagues. And I don't like most of the ones that I hear.
Which ones do you hear? Name names.
Rogan. A lot of Rogan.
Good.
No,
Yeah,
not
I
good.
I wish you were hearing about that Rogaine. We get that hairline back.
Doctor's orders.
That's kind of a riff. It's late.
If he did a Rogan
Someone
spot, I
said
might
it,
like
what?
it more.
What?
If Joe Rogan did a
The
Rogan
fucking
spot, I might
Marbles.
enjoy the show more.
Yeah, right. If she did, sure.
Oh man, I got some AI horror stories that I want to tell.
Okay.
Because now you know how I do the TVs? Everything is AI coordinated now,
You fix his
and
TVs.
I can't remember if I've told these stories or not, but it's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
They just shipped. So I got shipped a TV, and you could see where the side of the box was kicked in, and I took it out of the box, and like sure enough, there's a huge like crater in the side of the TV, and I put it back in, like tape it all back up, ship it back to him, put the return label on it, and then next week I get a new box, for the same B-dubs. We're going to do the same B-dubs.
Mm-hmm.
We pull the same size, the right size TV out of the box. It's the same fucking TV in a new box.
That is so
which has
sick.
never happened before. That's never happened before.
Wow.
That TV probably went to China and back
That's good.
in a
So
in a
it's
week. It's
yeah.
not
Well, I
good.
mean, at least it had.
Terrifying.
Hey, if that TV's probably got stories to tell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What? It still does. Unfortunately, it can't tell the stories that creators would like it to tell because it does not have a display. It's still
Hey,
cracked
how
as
about
fuck.
hey? I got an AI horror story for you. Shit. Come back to me.
Yeah.
I got one more.
Great.
Yeah.
I got
Great.
one more good story. Okay, so I had to go to this. It was like one of those crazy like country music mansions. They're sending me on the mansion jobs now.
Whoa.
Yeah, I went to an Air Force base and I went to this crazy lodge out back that had this whole like
I don't think Army
JPL.
men should have access to television. They might get some pretty bright ideas.
Well, it was it was some kind of like super. It was like a contractor that had been on the base since like the 40s. It was super old fashioned. They had a lodge. It was
That's
called a
old as hell.
lodge.
Did what?
But this was a different job. A lodge is what it was
Oh, a
called. And
lodge.
it belonged
Like a
to
Masonic
private company.
lodge?
That's the vibe. That was the vibe I was catching.
It's giving.
It's giving Masons.
Yep.
JPL. What's the name of that? All the defense contractors in California
Yeah.
where you
Jet
have to like,
propulsion
Laboratory.
laboratory.
Lodge retory.
and
Boeing.
they go to the country retreat where they pee in the woods together.
Buddy.
I don't know
I
what
don't think that's part of the retreat.
they pee in the woods.
It's a real thing. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, maybe
Bohemian
they're
Grove.
we're asking you to
Bohemian
do
Grove,
that.
Bourbon
But
Grove, got
on
it.
my retreat, nobody was peeing at all.
Everyone using the bathroom, and don't send me those links, please.
Yes. Check, please.
Yeah, they have to hold each other's cocks while they pee. At Bohemian Grove.
Whoa! Okay, so what's the other AI horror story?
Okay, the other one is I was at this country music mansion, different place, where I had to get this. It was a waterproof TV next to a hot tub, and I'd take it out.
Cool.
And
This is the Luigi's Mansion of AI. Go ahead.
Good callback, dude.
Okay. Okay, so there was 30 screws in the TV, and they all have, because it's waterproof, they have these little rubber grommets. Anyway, the screws, you can only use the screws once. Once you screw them in, they're done. When you unscrew them, you can't use them again. So that what they sent
they
me.
have rubber Wallaces as well.
Nice.
Pretty good, right? That's pretty good.
I was circling it. You fucking hit it.
A nice wedding ring too.
Thanks, man. It's
That was a really sick pop culture reference.
Should have told him I took it.
Wallaces.
Anyway, screws, you can only use the screws once. They sent me 30 little baggies, 30 little individual shipping labels, and they expected the 30 screws back, the unusable screws, in 30 separate boxes.
That's
and I called my dispatcher. I was like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know who he called. I don't know who you call in a situation like that. I just feel sorry for the poor guy in China or Korea who had to bag 30 individual screws and ship them to me.
Well, see, okay, but here's what I'm thinking. I'd sort of make a meal out of that shit. Like, oh, I got 30 packages today.
Yeah.
Little do they know it's 30 individual screws. Basically, it'd take me 1 second, you know?
But to the caller's point, something like that
they don't pay me by the package.
That would piss me off so much. I'd start kicking in the side of TVs, start putting little craters in those things.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. Weren't you the same guy who noticed that?
They don't pay me to notice things.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. You know, I
Big,
think
big hell yeah from us.
That's actually, I mean, AI can be pretty scary. Oh, I actually think, fuck.
I will say sometimes they make me ship something back that sucks so much.
Uh-huh.
And I put it in a really long box that like a long steel pole came in. I'll put it in like a really long, really narrow box. Like they made me ship back a USB drive one time, and I put it in like a 6-foot long box.
That's funny.
Brother, AI might help your job.
Yeah.
Well, that is the job.
That's
the job
that's not supposed to go
figuring
there.
that kind of.
Look, Bowmore, we're joking around. That was way too big a box, dude. Like, we're kidding. We're having fun. But, dude, you got to admit that box was way too fucking big for that USB line.
I mean, when they opened it, they did a double take.
Yeah. They're calling people over. Hey.
Yeah, hey, look at this shit.
Look at this.
Check out the fucking size of this box.
This is the guy I gave all the little baggies to. Look what he's sending back.
You're in it's not AI, son. You're in a feud with a factory worker in a different part of the world.
That's why they did
it.
No, the long box was the first shot. That's why they did it.
Bro.
Now they're just fucking with me.
You got beef.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I kicked the hornet's nest.
Bro, you literally,
Call Ali Wong. You got beef.
Yes.
Name of a show.
That's a show. Yeah. All right, caller. Well, thanks for calling in. We probably got time for one.
I'm gonna have to think on my actions.
Yeah, you should, motherfucker.
I can't believe what I've done.
Because you're ruining guys' lives out there. And I hope you get some rubber Wallaces as well. That was fucking
That was
funny
good.
when I said that.
Clip that.
All right.
Rubber Wallace. Hey, the rubbering Wallace.
The rubbering Wallace. Cuckoo Kachu. All right, see you later, Bowmore. Take care, my brother.
Take it easy, y'all.
Thanks, dude.
Oh, wait, that's kind of my sign. Take care, my brother. You know I'm saying that shit. You've heard me say it like 100 times, right?
I like it, man. It was already good, and it's somehow
Take
growing
care, my
on me.
brother. Yeah. All right. Well, we have this caller is calling in. We'll call them back. Let's call them back. Okay.
Oh God.
Hello.
Give us voicemail.
Hopefully it'll give his full name as well. Well, you called, motherfucker. Hello.
Hello?
Hey, you called?
Who the fuck is this?
It's fucking the Luke man. You just called me, motherfucker. What do you want?
Oh, must have been a wrong number. What's up, man? It's
wrong
the
number that you
Barrel.
called 5 fucking times in a row. I don't think so, dude.
Giving us the "you up" text.
No, it couldn't be. How you doing?
I'm good.
What's up,
What's
dude?
up, Kevin?
Hey, man. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. Ain't got nothing else better to do. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. So you call 5 times, and then I call you back, and all you have to
I
offer
called from
is
the
how you
toilet,
guys
Luke. What the
doing.
fuck do you want from me, dude?
I don't know,
Bowmore's
dude.
on the fucking.
You called,
God
bro.
damn it! Okay. Look. Am I still maybe in the bathroom? Yes. Did you catch me off guard? When the fuck do you ever call people
He's
back,
mid-tushy.
Luke?
I mean, you called me 5 fucking times. I'm like, this guy's got something to say. I'm trying to get content here. Isn't
maybe
this
it
your
was a butt
dream?
dial the
Oh
first
my
4
God, he's
times,
calling
and then the
back.
5th time I maybe
Oh,
wanted to
you
talk,
good
but
this
I was in.
time. Huh?
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God.
Why are you
I'm
calling
sorry,
me from the fucking bathroom? First of all, that's extremely strange.
Why not call you from the bathroom?
taking a
That's where
fucking
like
shit while you talking
90%
to-
of Twitch viewers.
Are you the crapping grocer?
Oh man, I have to go use the shitter
Yes.
and I can't bring my laptop. I'll call into the show so I'm still part of it.
No, the key is 90% of Twitch watchers are watching from their phone.
Right.
So then you just,
Well,
have
actually, I
to
have the
pop a different
analytics.
tab, and
Actually
then
not quite that, but yeah. keep
yeah.
going. I
It's
have
all,
analytics,
you
so-
got multiple tabs open, multiple screens, got, VODs, got, Tom Walker in one. We got, there's all this
Right.
different stuff going
Smurf
on.
week.
Frankly, you caught me off guard because I was in the middle of pinching a loaf when you called back.
Right, and
but,
then you got an unexpected number. Well, you should. I have this number saved to fucking speed dial, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, it was saved, but also it's like, if my mom calls me, if I'm also shitting, am I going to answer? Like, 8 out of 10, maybe. Depends on, she's older now. She doesn't call me as often.
Why?
It could be something.
Why doesn't she call you as often? Because she's older. I think that would make her call you more.
Probably because I'm an embarrassment, because I'm 34 years old and work in the comics industry and, not really doing a whole lot with my life. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it is, and that's
what was the
extremely? That's
what was the-
extremely. That's not very uplifting to hear on this show, and the show's about positive vibes.
Yeah, this this show is.
You know that, right? This show's
all
all
about-
positive. Kevin, you see that,
I do,
right?
I do. It's yeah.
I see this
no,
as an
it is-
origin
it is
story.
all about.
I see him calling back
Mhm.
every episode. Hey,
Well,
sold
hey.
a couple comics today.
Yeah.
Called
bro.
called the old
Look,
lady.
I don't sell the comics. Okay, let's get that.
You
straight.
read them?
I am not.
I'm in the comics industry. I read comics.
I read comics, therefore I'm in the comics industry. I am a part of it.
Right.
I am
interesting.
contributing to the storyline.
Right.
And
You're saying you're in the comics industry. You're writing the authors and telling them you're gonna fucking kill them if they don't make Hulk's tits bigger or
Yeah,
whatever.
get away from the woke shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, more a DC guy maybe than Marvel.
Sorry.
We also prefer,
Hawkwoman.
Dark
what
Horse.
the fuck do you want from me, man?
I don't know, man. I
What
mean,
do you do
Marvel
in the comics
Rivals
industry?
is-
Can I ask you that?
you don't want to know, brother.
I
It's
do.
like I'm in IT for a comics company.
That's cool.
So
Is that how comics works?
sure.
Why do they need the computer if they're fucking drawing that shit though? Riddle me
'Cause
that.
it's all digital, brother. It's all
that's-
digital. You
listen.
got the digital distribution. You got all the shit. You got the servers. You got the computers that the comic.
Damn.
Look, it's 2024.
You know the
They're
IT
not
guy at a
drawing these
regular
comics
company,
on
right?
paper
yeah.
anymore.
Now
It's all
imagine the
it's all
IT
on
guy at a
Photoshop.
comics company, bro.
Do you sell more online or more hard copies?
It's
My man's so cagey.
I'd say maybe like 75% digital.
Wow, okay.
Now, I mean, still trade paperbacks are the bread and butter, and then also art books for our specific company.
I want to start reading the Marvel Unlimited app. Do you recommend that?
The Marvel Unlimited
Is
app.
that what it's called?
I don't work for Marvel, so no.
Yeah, well, lost his one in. I work for DC. Oh, I work for Dark Horse Comics.
Do you think?
Nobody gives a shit.
Do you think
we work for the people that made Hellboy. Fuck you. We don't care. Shut up. If you don't work on Spider-Man, get the fuck out of my chat. Thank you.
Do you think
God
working in
damn.
IT for comics means he bought a comic book online, and like that's
Yeah. I work in IT. God damn, bro. Dude, I work for Tokyo Pop. No one gives a fuck, man. Sorry. It is Marvel Rivals time.
The bathroom phone call dance is always interesting.
I always take a fucking.
Yeah, I just mute the flush.
I always take calls, but I never say.
Yeah, I never announce it. And then when I pee, I just don't go in the water. I normally don't like peeing right in the.
We're at a show, dude. You're calling back. Call me when you've talked to fucking. You figure out how to get Stanley AI talking to me on the fucking. That would be cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I want to see. You know, they should do what they do with the dead Star Wars actors, and they put them in every movie again. You know what I mean? No, I'm not turning him into a Darth Vader. I mean, use CGI to bring him back into the movies.
I meant Carrie Fisher, but yeah, I did Darth Vader.
Oh,
it didn't help.
Wait, what was that? That was her flying into space?
That was her going through space when she came back. But I did Vader sound.
That was a great call.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was my favorite call ever. Well, Kevin, I mean, we reached the end of our little program. Can you believe that?
That's crazy. It flew by.
Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
I disagree. I thought it was a bang, and then we had to catch our breath, and then we came back and banged again.
DC is publishing comprehensive, smaller form releases of well-regarded storylines. Okay. No, I love that you work at comics. It's all kayfabe, right, man?
Oh, yeah.
Or should we say kevfabe?
Yeah, KEVFAB.
Kev.
That was really funny. Did you call him Woke Kevin?
Did I call him Woke Kevin? I wish. You said Hellboy Hellboy to my fuck. You said Hellboy to my house, bro. I'm gonna fucking call that in like it's a fucking bomb threat. I'm gonna swat your ass, bitch. Yeah, they talk about you streamers get swatted. Well, I swat fucking viewers. You know.
I swat the bugs away.
And the haters.
I got a bug issue.
I got a bug issue in your house. All right, Kevin. Well, while I look for someone to raid, do you have anything? I mean, let's first shout out your channel, of course.
Sure, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm at Chef Kevin. I'm doing the podcast simulator.
Yeah.
It's normally every Monday,
but I guess the next 3 Mondays it's not.
I am gonna do it on the 30th. I don't know with who. I know one person who's not available.
Right.
You can catch me Monday, December 30th at 4 p.m. I'll be doing a podcast simulator.
That's a good time.
And I'll get back into Thursdays as well.
What were you doing on Thursdays?
Just kind of I did a few Grand Theft Autos for fun. Oh, I do this thing sometimes on Thursdays called Pending Review, where people send me pens and I review them. And I'm making a thing called a pen up calendar, where I'm taking first the top 15, the pen 15, and then I'm cutting out 3, and I'm putting the top 12 in a bowl, or I'm calling a bullpen. And then from there, I am assigning each pen a month, and then selling a calendar that is called the Pen Up Calendar. So a few of my Thursday streams, I've been reviewing a few nice pens that people have sent. And then I'll do like Grand Theft Auto, Black Myth Wukong. I'm not a very good gamer, Fall Guys, but I like to talk to the nice people. Very nice. People are nice.
And what does the pen idea look like in 10 years?
I think they're just gonna keep making pens.
Shit.
I'm gonna make probably a pen up calendar. Yeah. Did you say all right? Shut up.
No, I said all right, chat. That'd be pretty funny. All right, shut up. It's great to thank you for being here, but it's over, so shut the fuck up. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night with Demi. We're gonna talk about our cultures.
That's so much cooler.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
She's awesome. Okay, see you guys, and I'm on one, baby. Let's see you tomorrow. Take care. Okay, wait.